Hmm. Just give me something else. Just give me one other something else to put on there, and we'll have something different on the intro.
I gave you like 5, and that's the one you picked.
Yeah, Katia called it out. I was like, oh yeah, that's a good one. So blame her.
You're welcome.
Wow, throwing her under the bus. Wow.
Oh, I don't care. I'll take the blame for a C3PO being in your bubble any day.
Thanks. That's great.
This is Full 42, where we joke around and talk about board games and geek stuff. And tonight we're talking about our top 5 movies that should be games. And then we're going to play a game, and we're going to talk about Moon Knight later on. We'll warn you beforehand in case you haven't finished it. So there might be spoilers there. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Sit back, have fun. Talk to us in comments if you're here.
Hi, Alan.
Please.
Alan's always here.
Hi, Alan. How's your sleep going? Have you been getting sleep lately? Corey, how are you?
There's Corey. What are you wearing in that picture, Corey? Is that a big belt? What is that? It's funny. If you're going to share pictures, you got to explain them sometimes.
This is true.
If it's not
so I have a little bit of history for people. If you've been following the show, we started the end of January last year, so we've been going for a minute.
Hackathon
belt. I think I knew that.
Congratulations.
How we started back January of last year. The previous year when COVID shut everything down for QSCon, I wanted to keep a regularity to Tuesdays because we have QSCon Tuesday. So I was asking for publishers or game designers to come on and talk about their game or talk about their company and whatever. And Chris was over the summer was promoting the Troubles Kickstarter with the 2 new expansions.
Your Troubles box is upside down, by the way.
Yeah, it's okay, but their asshole is right there, so it's okay. So, and it's official. It was on the last show I was on that was declared a Trouble anus. So it is.
Can't really see it back there, but yeah.
It was a Kickstarter exclusive pledge.
No, don't tell people that. I'm going to get emails.
So,
I didn't get my Trouble anus. No.
It was a 1 of 1. I just beat everybody to it. Also, you can make your own. I have the plans for them. Just join us in the Discord later, and I'll show you how to make one. So I reached out to Chris and I said, "Hey, I have this thing on Tuesday. Do you want to come on and talk about board games and stuff and your Kickstarter?" And to prepare for it, and I found my little notes. I had my little questionnaire that I was going to ask all your questions. And I find it's funny. What's next for Kraken and Troubles and you, and then the future of conventions and virtual conventions? I think it's funny looking back at like where we were before that happened, the end of that summer. I think it was October, and where we are now. I just think it's pretty funny. So yeah, a little bit of history of the previously to the Full 42, what was going on. It's kind of how we started.
That's fun.
Very cool.
Yeah. I almost kind of want to go back and watch that. I don't remember what was said on it. I remember doing it. I remember seeing your face. I don't remember what we talked about at all.
So how Troubles came about, how the original Kickstarter was in 2015, then how Kraken Games started, how did Troubles come about, how did Breaking Games come into the picture in 2017, then I asked you to talk about Troubles for those that didn't know it. And then we went on to the Kickstarter and all the new stuff that was coming with the Troublemakers and the expansions. What backers expect? Huh?
Lots of trouble stuff.
Lots of trouble stuff. And then what did you think about the future of conventions? And that was 2019.
I wonder if I was right. I wonder what I said.
Yeah.
I probably said it'll get back to normal eventually. And
we should do a watch party. Oh, you know what? We can't because I didn't record it.
Did you not record it?
No, they were live. They were just straight up. There was a Zoom call. People could chime in whenever, and then it was just that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, gone forever.
Oh,
Lost
wow.
to memory.
It is
That's
what
pretty
it
fun.
Yeah.
Alan, to your question about getting sleep.
Yeah.
It's always angry, always tired. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It'll happen. Oh, nice. Did you see the next comment?
Yeah, I had it up there while you were talking. When we weren't listening to what you were saying.
Yeah, which happens a lot. I don't watch what you do, and you don't listen to what I say, so it's great.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like an old married couple.
It's a good balance, right? It's like the yin and yang.
Yeah.
So what's everybody been playing, doing? Of course, we missed you last week, Mike.
I missed you. I was really upset because Ian is a good friend of mine, and I was really looking forward to. What did you say? See, I don't look, and I look up, and you guys are laughing.
Yeah. She was like, eh.
Because you said we really missed you. I was like,
So I watched the show, and I don't think I was missed too much. I was actually at my expense. Mike's not here. Do whatever you want, kind of thing. So.
Hi, Andrew.
Andrew.
How you doing, Andrew?
I mean, we didn't say anything about you. We don't say to your face here now. So
This is true.
This is true. Yeah, nothing was glaring. Oh, Mike's not here. Let us have, our way with anything.
There's nothing about you being here that stops us from doing what we want. So.
As I expect. That's how it should be. So, yeah, I was pissed that I missed the show. Ian's a good friend. The show went well. It was great learning about Wonderland's War and the story behind it. And with the looking
see it back there.
Yeah, right there.
Nice.
Yep. Your top fives, your top 15 collaboratively were fun and interesting. I didn't disagree with any of them. I thought they were good picks.
Well produced, yeah.
Surprised to see Scaribia on Ian's.
Right.
I like that game. And I've never been disappointed by a blue-orange. The blue-orange games are, you know what you're getting from them. Quality of the components, whether they're just cards or tiles, they're good. But your picks were great. Tidal Blades and you all had good stuff. It was entertaining for sure. Yeah,
I think he was just pointing out that the little mountains and how do you say it? Scaribia?
Yeah, it's like Scarab, but Scaribia.
I think he was just saying that those little mountains weren't needed at all.
Yeah.
Really? But the fact that they're there, actually, like, you could have made it without it, but it is useful in some regards. So.
Yeah.
Well, look at more currently, look at Foundations of Rome. The game's stunning. Like, the production value of it is through the roof. The box is ridiculously huge, but the way that they organize it and everything's in it is great, but you don't need that level of production for that game, right? A lot of those things you can get away with, like Everdell, you don't need the tree, but man, getting that tree on the table, like, it really, like, Holy doesn't work unless it's 3D, right? Because if you had the 3 levels, it's kind of weird to figure out. It doesn't function properly without it being that 3 tier. Like Everdell, you can take the tree down and have everything on the table, but you throw the tree up and people are walking by. It's like, it's eye catching. It looks good. It was, although the cardboard kind of wears down, which is why the wood is better on the tree. It's still a high production value, like all the bits and everything that are in it.
Yeah. What do you call it? The Glory to Rome Kickstarter Foundations of Rome. Yeah, that's a different game. Foundations of Rome. I backed it, and then I went to back it, and I started looking at the pricing and all that, and I was like, I don't know. I was in that weird spot where I didn't know if the gameplay was worth the cost of the all-in.
Right.
But because I would be a person who was disappointed that I didn't get all the all-in, I couldn't stand getting the standard.
Right.
And so I was like either all or none. And unfortunately, I picked none because now I'm hearing about the gameplay. I'm like, I should have gotten it because it's sounding really good.
There's a couple people that bring it to QSCon Tuesday, and I saw it 2 weeks ago for the first time, and it's pretty. It's just pretty. Especially. You think about the pictures you can take at the end when Rome has been built and you have all the different tiles at all the different levels. or not tiles, but you know what I mean. The structures, the buildings. It's pretty, and the gameplay. It seems easy enough, like an easy teach. It's not too complicated, but man, it's stunning.
That's it. I'm driving down for a QSCon Tuesday.
Yeah, there's some good stuff that hits the tables there. I'll tell you.
Brett, it's all available on breakinggames.com.
There you go. Without the 1-of-1 exclusive, though. Sorry. Although I can make you one, Brett.
Yeah, he'll make you one. Great. That's always back there now.
I'm going to bring a Post-it pad of just asterisks and have Chris sign them and then give them out to people that have it in Syracuse. Because I know Jeremy has a copy. I think Brett's probably going to buy a copy. Oh, you're welcome, Brett. No problem.
Hey, Peter. Peter's watching.
How you doing, Peter?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. This is the box.
Yeah, so the Foundations of Rome, getting away from the troubled anus. The Foundations of Rome thing. It's a really weird situation to be in whenever you're like, I just can't put myself in a situation where I'll be disappointed in my purchase, right?
Right.
So it's either all or nothing on these deluxe things. And it drives me a bit crazy whenever the deluxe gets so high that I can't justify that price for that gameplay.
It was the same thing for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, you got me with Last Light, too. Like, there's no reason I needed to add the up to 8-player expansion because if I'm going to play a game up to 8 players, it's going to be troubles. Like, or maybe not up to 8 players because it goes 7, right? But that many players, I'm going to play because I don't know how it's going to work. Although playing it with Roy, the 8-player game is going to be smooth. I wanted everything, so there was no reason to not get it. Or I was backing out because I didn't want the standard edition because I wanted all the bells and whistles. So it really got me. But I'm right there with you on that stuff.
Yeah.
I almost wish. I think if I were to put a game out there, which eventually I will be doing, I guess. I don't even want to do the standard version, right? In fact, whenever I talk to creators, they're usually upset that they have to create the standard version. Obviously, they want to make the deluxe version, and they want that to be the version everybody sees and stuff. I almost just feel like, I don't know, because when you look at those things, it's like 2,000 people getting deluxe and 75 people getting standard. It's like,
yep.
Maybe those 75 people just,
No, but then it becomes a hobby for like more well-off people. Like you make it inaccessible for the people that might have a limited income. Yeah,
I mean, Peter says the standard is necessary. I know it is. I just wish it wasn't. I mean, you can always just say retail will have this and do it only for retail. And I don't even have it on the Kickstarter.
Yep.
And those 75 people can wait for retail. I mean, why not?
There's no way you can do something to appease everybody, right? And we ran into it with Stuff of Legend. Regardless of minis and standees, there are those people that want standees in the deluxe, and there are those people that want minis in the regular. Like there's a weird middle ground with what you're. There's always going to be somewhere in between that you're not offering it. And I think like Cascadia did it really well, right? Where their stretch goals just added to the game. The game was going to be retail and Kickstarter. Like you got a better price. It's the version you were going to get in the store, but you got it at a discount and you got some Kickstarter exclusive stuff, not necessarily upgraded components and stuff like that. Like we played Paint the Roses at the Gathering and the cardboard tiles were functional. Everything worked properly, but you look at the deluxe components and it's
nice.
Yeah. And if you can afford it and you have the disposable income to do it, but you don't need it, but like, there's no reason to have, I don't know. It's a weird situation to be in with when you're trying to figure out how to make one thing for everybody and not have that option.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, like statements like Corey has here always make me think of Syndrome from The Incredibles. But if everybody has superpowers, if nobody's super, I mean, you're right. So, but what if you just said, okay, Kickstarter is deluxe only, and then we'll have a retail version, but that's going to be in retail.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the worst that you're doing is you're making the people who want the standard immediately have to wait, a couple weeks or a month or so before it gets into stores?
That's the thing, though. It's like, it's like a month max most times.
Maybe.
Because a lot of the online stores you can pre-order, so as soon as it comes in, you're getting your game.
Yeah, see, I think a lot of people who are like, I don't need deluxe, I'll get standard, would also be like, yeah, I can wait till retail. I think that kind of attitude is hand to hand, and almost,
I can see
they
that.
don't need all the bells and whistles half the time, like some of us are addicted to at this point. Gives you a reason to, I know it gives you a reason to jump into the Kickstarter, but I almost wonder. I mean, it depends on the game, right? Every game is different, but some of those games, I'm like, wow, there's only like 25 people doing it. Like, I think of all the logistical nightmares they're going through to just serve this small group of people that possibly would have split themselves to go in deluxe or not backing at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't mean to take it into the whole other thing. I just hate that I didn't get Foundations of Rome.
It's an interesting topic to discuss, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do we want to talk about our top 5 now, or we want to?
Sure, because I didn't play anything, so it doesn't matter.
You what?
You asked earlier if we played anything or no.
Oh no.
No.
Okay. I played The Hunger.
How did you like
that go?
Yeah, I finally got it. It was good. I think I'll like Clank more, but I'll give it another try again. It was a little more simple. It was a little more simple than Clank, but simple's not always bad. But
yeah,
I like the theme of it.
The theme's cool.
Yep. I think it's easy enough to teach people. There isn't too much of a pressure lock like Clank has, but the rule book was a chore. The game was good. Yeah,
the rule book was problematic for me, but we talked about that. But I think part of it was they tried to condense it down. You only get either 4 pages, 8 pages, or 12 pages if you're doing binding and rule books. And sometimes people stretch it out too much, and you're like, it doesn't have to be this detailed. Sometimes people cut out too big of chunks, and you're like, it would have been nice to explain this. That's what it felt like. But
yeah, or a player aid. Like they had your player board was 2-sided. The layout was weird, like the discard and your deck and the digesting and everything. On the other side, when you did the portrait, it was reverse, if I remember correctly, but it didn't have the circles for the treasures that you got. Like it could have been just a player aid because.
See, and there's some stuff like that too. Like on your character card, there's I think like 6 circles, right? But then in the rules, somewhere off in a weird paragraph, it says you can have unlimited.
Yeah.
So putting those 6 on there made me think I could only have 6.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, going through, I was like, what? So.
And they're not even on the other side. Like they removed them from the other side for that full art. So if they're not on the one side, you don't need them on the other. Why have the portrait versus maybe for space? But I don't think if something was up and it didn't really save too much room. I don't know. That was kind of weird too.
There were some weird decisions for it, but overall, it's still a fun game.
Yeah, it was fun. We enjoyed it.
Didn't feel bad about getting it. Did feel bad that I paid $15 more than what I could have gotten it for. I went to a store and I just saw it on the shelf. I was like, "Ooh, got it!" And I got it for $50. And then on the way out, Aaron was like, "Oh, it's 36 on the cool stuff." I was like, "Don't tell me that."
Well, but you're supporting your local store. That's a good thing to do too.
No, it was Barnes and Noble. It was worse.
That was not so good. Unless you got a gift card for Christmas, that's not good.
Yeah.
No. So. Normally, I don't buy anything at Barnes & Noble, but I like to go see what they have and stuff, So, but anyway. All right. So what was that?
I said, but yeah, we should do our top 5.
Top 5. Yes. So we're doing our top 5 movies that should be games, right?
Also, where is it? This, Brett. If you want to play tomorrow, let me know. I'll bring my copy.
Oh, there you go.
And I think Dave's here. Dave, hi. I saw you pop in. If you're still here.
All right. So before we get into it, we like to talk about what this means because whenever we mention these, we just say top 5 movies that should be games, and then we run off on our own. We don't really define a lot of stuff. So, any rules you followed yourselves, gave yourselves, anything like that?
I went with games that didn't, or with movies that didn't have a game already. I'll hold off to explain my frustration later on. But
this is not a top 5 movies that should be better than what's out there now games.
Correct. But we can still talk about that afterwards because that made my research really, 100%. Really frustrating. And anyways, but yeah, that's the only real criteria I went for is I went for a movie that I enjoyed and doesn't currently have a board game or card game that I could find. So.
Yeah, I avoided anything that would have to be a solo game to do it. Not that there's anything wrong with solo games, but the minute I thought, for instance, I didn't put Indiana Jones on there because I thought, okay, that'd be a great solo game. You know, you're Indiana Jones and you're doing a thing and stuff like that. But the minute I thought of that, I was like, okay, all these other games just fall right into that, and they would have all been the same on the list. So I was like, okay, remove the solo game thing. And so
there's no reason why you can't do The Last Crusade and be this fine gentleman right here.
True. But I don't know. You don't watch. I mean, The Last Crusade had him. Sure. Okay, you got a 2-player game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, that's not true. You
want to play Mutt?
I'm okay with it.
You want to be Mutt? You would play Mutt instead of Indiana Jones?
No, I wouldn't be happy about it, but you could still do it.
Well, anyway, that's why I chose things that would lend themselves to games that are beyond solo. But there are plenty of things like that. That was just something I put on myself to challenge myself.
No, it's valid because one of the ones that I had on here was Silence of the Lambs. And I was like, well, wait a minute, that really wouldn't work too well unless we were all detectives getting information. So then I was like, well, instead of Silence of the Lambs, because that's one story arc, you could do Hannibal and do other things. I was like, well, you'd rather be one person. You don't want to be the B-roll. You want to be the A-team. So,
and there's a lot of stuff I talked myself out of the movie with. Because you could go, oh, wait, what if you're all different detectives and maybe Hannibal's a thing? Now you've created an entire story that isn't the movie.
Right.
So, so I tried to get away from that as well.
Good.
All right. So who starts?
I was going last time. So why don't I start this time and just go counterclockwise?
Do it up.
Cool.
Are we starting with any caveats, any because I know we said something about mentioning some games that were frustrating. Do we want to talk about that after?
Oh, I would hold off till after.
Yeah. We'll do that.
And then do the bitching then.
Okay.
And have perhaps a banner about foul language. Just saying.
Okay.
I think that should probably be at the very beginning. Maybe I ought to put it with this banner here, the like and subscribe, and then also not safe for work language coming your way. All right, so my number 5 is Inception.
Oh, I thought about that.
Did you?
I did.
So, first of all, it has a team of people, so you can play different parts of it. And the team of people actually have their own, like, I forget what all the titles are, but there's the one that's, like, responsible for building part of the world as you go, and one that keeps, certain memory. Like, they all have their own tasks, so you could have even, like, player powers.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably be cooperative, and then imagine, like, I'm doing a task at this level, but you're even deeper, so maybe you're getting more action points to do stuff that influences stuff, and you know what I mean? Like, you'd have to make it so it felt like you were all playing in layers, where you do a whole bunch of stuff real fast, but the one thing it does is affects what I'm doing up here, because time flowed differently. If you remember the movie, the deeper you go, I think the deeper you go, you got slowed down or something like that, or it was the other way around.
No, the deeper you went, the slower up here went.
Yeah, 1 second in real time would be like a year if you're down 5 levels, kind of thing. Yeah, stuff like that. So
that's a good pick.
Yeah, I think it has to come with a top too, right? It would have to come with one of those spinners.
Oh, yeah, that's the first player marker, right?
Yeah. Yep. 100%. Otherwise, you don't know if you're out of the game or not.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if you could do something like Anachrony does, right? Where you're borrowing from the future and you got to return it kind of thing. But you're not from the future. You're affecting like the now. But since you're down, you got to, I don't know. That would be interesting to play with.
Yeah. It was my kind of thought that at some point I'd say, okay, I'm going to take care of this task that's at this level while the rest of you go down further. And me doing something here or you doing stuff here helps me achieve this, Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be highly cooperative.
Would you have a trader or would it be full co-op?
I guess you could. I have something else that will have trader possibility, so I didn't think about it that way.
Okay.
All right, so that's my number 5.
I went very old school with my movies. Just saying.
You went where?
I went very old school with my movies.
I did some of mine too.
Oh yeah, there's like nothing from. I'm pretty sure there's nothing from the 2000s or.
I mean, to be fair, Inception's like what 20 years old. I don't know.
I know, so it's older movies. I'll start with this one because I don't fully have a vision of like how it would work, but the theme and the movie is excellent. So my first one would be Mrs. Doubtfire. And you would be, I'm picturing something where it's like almost like push your luck. Like you would be doing things where it's like you're trying to stay still like, in your character and not get found that you're actually a dude.
No, that's funny.
That's good.
I have no idea how it would work, but I grew up on that movie and it was so good. And I'm surprised there's nothing out there for it. So, yeah.
Now, would it be solo because you'd be the only one, or?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess you could reverse it and all of you. No, because if you're searching to find out if Mrs. Doubtfire, like make that the NPC, but I guess you want to be Mrs. Doubtfire, right?
Yeah, unless you have like one person is Mrs. Doubtfire, and then you have, the mom, her boyfriend, and somebody else in there. Maybe the guy who works at the studio who he goes to the restaurant with and has the interview. Mm. So like maybe you have all those characters that are like doing, like interacting with Mrs. Doubtfire, and then there are things that you could try and do to figure it out. I don't know. I don't have it figured out, but I just thought it'd be fun. Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, good one. That's funny.
Yep.
Me?
Yep.
Fine. I don't know where I want to go with this one. All right. It's going to be obscure. I don't know if many people have seen it. It's anime. It's by Studio Ghibli. Ghibli?
I've heard Ghibli.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's great. I actually have a design for it that I haven't really worked on in a while, but the way that the moving castle, there's a dial inside, and depending on the color, that's where it like lets you out. It's more like teleporting than time travel. It's teleporting. But the way that worked, and then how like the underlying theme in the movie, it'd be really interesting with the characters that they introduce and the way that the movie takes place. I think it would be fun, and it should be out there. Yeah.
Like yep. Peter agrees with you.
Yeah. I don't want to say too much because some of the ideas Like it's just going to start coming out of what I already put together. But I think there should be something in there because the movie's really good. They did a really good
Peter wants to take a look.
Okay.
So Peter.
Anything that Studio Ghibli does is pretty stellar to begin with. Story wise, the direction of it, like it's really good stuff. But that one in particular, and I don't really watch them more. Like I watch it once and it's that was good. But that one kind of stuck with me. So
I gotta check that out.
There you go. Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now this is top 5 games we're pitching. Is that what we're doing?
No.
Yes,
no.
I'm in.
All right. Number 4. My number 4 is Pulp Fiction. I can't believe there's not a game about Pulp Fiction.
That is surprising.
I went to BGG. I looked for it. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find any Tarantino stuff really. But Pulp Fiction has so many characters in it that all have their own kind of goals and stuff. And I would try to, first of all, it's not cooperative because you've got your own thing that you're trying to do, but you got to design it so that everybody crisscrosses and runs into each other and causes issues, Of course, you might want to leave certain parts out, right? Certain part, a couple parts.
Yeah, I would say there's a few. Yeah.
There's a few parts. You could hint at them in the background, like a chest that's like not opened yet or anything. But but it doesn't have to be family friendly, I guess. But Pulp Fiction, the game, I totally try that out.
It's funny you went there because I also went Tarantino because I wanted to do Kill Bill.
Oh no! I was gonna say don't say Kill Bill.
It's not on my list. I thought it would be fun, but for the same reason, like you'd want to be one person. Like it wouldn't be Kick-Ass the game, right? It would be Kill Bill. It would be almost a solo variant.
Yeah, but see, with Pulp Fiction, you could be Vincent Vega, who's going out with Mia, and he's got to keep her safe and make sure he doesn't fall for her, all that stuff. And then you could have Jules, who's trying to get the case back, and he needs Vincent Vega to help him out and all that stuff. They all have their own stuff. You can play Butch and so
it's funny because I totally thought about Kill Bill and I almost put it on, but then I realized I'm like, I don't like, it's a bit boring, I guess.
Oh sure. Well,
it's just one.
It was Kill Bill, it was Pulp Fiction, and it was Reservoir Dogs. But I couldn't, like, Reservoir Dogs would be great because you can have your different, like Mr. Orange, Mr. Pink, Mr. Whatever, but like the game would be so brutal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took Reservoir Dogs off my list as well for the same kind of reason. Like, I didn't like that the person that you would try to find is an undercover cop, and in the end, if you don't find them, you all just kill each other. Like, I was like, ooh, this gets dark at the end. I took that out.
I don't want to. If you haven't seen the movie's great. But yeah, it would be interesting to see, and you could stray from the narrative, right? It could be someone else who's, it would be awesome. It could be somebody else who was undercover, right? It doesn't have to follow the story. That could be dealt out and somebody's it, and you'd have to kind of suss out who that is. And then by doing actions throughout the rounds, you try and figure out like why.
Okay, but at the beginning of the game, you get randomly given a name, and you don't get to switch your colors.
No, you can't even say it. I don't even think you could say your name.
No, you go, you're Mr. Brown, and you can't trade with Mr. Pink or Mr. Green. Mr. Green's some guy on another game. Yeah.
You can't, there's something you can't do in game, which would be super, like, if in exactly that thing, like, depending on how the actions were to go, you can't talk to Mr. Pink. So, like, Mr. Pink's asking you questions, you're like, what the fuck? Why can't you? What are you doing? Or here, I have this thing for you, but you can't do it because the game is telling you not to. I think that would be so great. Oh, that's good.
Oh my god!
So we snuck another one in there, but my number 4 was Pulp Fiction.
It's just funny that you went that way too. That's good.
Oh well, if you look at the thumbnail, there's a little bit of Kill Bill in one of the little posters. You can see her holding the thing.
It would be fun, but it just, I don't know. I mean, if it's a solo, it's a solo, but that would also
be a great solo. Sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Number 4?
Who are we at? Is it me?
It's you. Yep.
Wait, hold on. It wouldn't have to be solo. You could flip it, and you could be on the opposite side, right?
You're all getting attacked by the bride?
Like you're trying to survive the longest? I don't know.
Save Bill is what it's called.
No. You still want to keep the theme, but maybe you're trying to like...
Save Dave?
Sure, yeah. That could work. All right. Moving on. Sorry.
All right. So are you sure we're already back to me?
Yep.
Okay.
That was 4 for Chris.
All right. I'm going to go with... I was surprised I couldn't find anything for this. Never-ending Story.
Yeah, so that's on my list.
Oh,
but it's not on my 5. Depending on if there was a crossover, I had backups because I figured we might have some stuff, and that was on my backup list.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous of that one. That's a good one.
I'm surprised there's nothing out there for it, but yeah, like the adventure that you would, and the fact that you could, like, they could have made it so that you start just as Atreyu and you do that, or there could be that layer of the boy reading the story and then like controlling where things, I don't know, like you have options, I think, with that theme, but I'm really surprised that hasn't been done.
I have maybe we
start working on something.
I have a horrible feeling that with the Princess Bride storybook game and with the Wizard of Oz storybook game, that the Never-Ending Story is going to be in there. I don't know this. I don't have any information. It seems like one of those, the way that they did, I don't know if you played either of those.
No.
But I think they're Ravensburger. I don't think they're the company not to be named, but
is that the company I'm going to name later?
Are you being
probably? I don't think it's them. I think it's just Ravensburger. But the way that the game plays, it really follows like the Princess Bride, what you're trying to do, right? On the boat. Like they do a really good job with the story. I don't necessarily know that the gameplay is great. I haven't played the Wizard of Oz one, but it seemed the scenario 1 seemed exactly the same in the Wizard of Oz that it did with the Princess Bride, and I think it would lend itself really well to the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah. Corey brings up Jumper, which is a movie that, it wasn't like a great movie or anything, but I go back to it in my head all the time thinking about what if you could be like in that world. So that is a good pick.
It's such a great... we've talked about it on the show, I think, before. Like, Jumper is a really good movie. So it wasn't. Right, so it was... I don't know who did it. I know it was Ravensburger, but that storybook game that they're doing, I feel like that would be really good. So if anybody from Ravensburger is listening, the 3 of us have a great design idea for your next storybook game. Just saying.
Yeah. I have no idea how it would work, but I can figure it out.
Well, you'd have characters that are not necessarily in each chapter. Right. Like in the Princess Bride one, it comes with all the minis. It comes with Fezzik. But you're not using them in every story. It's only when you get to that chapter. All right, now take these characters. This is how this scenario is going to play, and they play slightly different. Like scenario 1 is almost a free for all. Scenario 2 is kind of very specific in how the not AI, but there's a way that the other minis move around. And I think it would be chapter to chapter. You'd be using like, not every chapter has to have Falkor. Like Falkor would come in a certain thing.
Every chapter has to have Falkor.
I mean, not if you're staying in the movie. You want Falkor to come in and be meaningful, not just something that you can just take anywhere, anytime.
Well, and that's a question that I meant to ask at the beginning before we got into this. It's like, how close does the game have to be to the movie versus you're just playing in that world? You know what I mean? Like the Firefly game, you don't do anything that happens in Serenity or even in the Firefly thing, but you live in that world as that kind of group of people, right?
I have, so one of the ones in my list is kind of like that, where it would be more like in that setting. I don't know that I would want to do the typical like solo where it's like you're this character, and because it seems like a lot of them lends themselves to that, but I think it would be doable kind of like that, where it's like you could just be in that environment and still kind of follow the plot of the movie, but it might not end the same way that the movie does.
Yeah, because I've often wondered those games that stick really close, because I heard like the Die Hard game is good, but it sticks really close to this part, then this part of the movie, then this part. I wonder how replayable that is. How many times are you going to play it before you're like, yeah, I know this game,
Right.
Well, not to keep going back to these, but with the Princess Bride game, during the chapter, things aren't like specifically laid out like you're on a rail. You can kind of do what you want, but the characters are specific to what was going on at the story at the time. And then in order to advance through the chapter, you have to successfully do A, B, and C. And like A, B, and C are what happened in the movie. So in order to advance the story, you have to get from the beginning of the chapter to the end of the chapter the way the movie would be. And then how you do it in the middle is kind of...
Right, but it's kind of like a campaign game that you already know the story to, isn't it?
Right.
You know what happens in the Princess Bride, but you get to play through, and the chapters are challenging. They're not easy, but in order to get to the end of it, you have to successfully fight the six-fingered man. Like you have to do certain things. So
this is another good one. The One, Jet Li's The One.
Oh yeah, yep, great movie.
Would that not naturally be a solo game though? Because it's The One. No, doesn't have to, I guess. All right, you're number 4, Mike.
Oh, me, yeah. Never Ending Story was a good pick. That was good.
Yes, it was.
Thanks.
Hopefully, you don't pick another one of mine either. I'm gonna go with. I had 2 for this one. I crossed off one because for that kind of reason, I don't think it would work in a tabletop format, but I think The Usual Suspects would be fun to play with. But I went with Fargo. I think there should be some sort of like cheeky game in that world where someone's the sheriff, someone's doing something that the sheriff, something like that, where you're multiple characters trying to succeed at something while other people are trying to succeed at getting you to not do something, with all of that like weirdness that the Coen brothers do. And I think that would be not a card game, like something deductive wise, not just a straight up, like when I mean card game, like Uno, like something where those little boxes for like Christmas Vacation and that stuff. I think it should be a little bit more in depth, but with that like gamery deductive nature to it. I think it'd be fun.
That's a good one.
I've never seen the movie, but it was on the lists when I was going through.
It's good, and I watched most of the series of it, and series 1 with Martin Freeman was really good.
It's really good.
Yeah. But like one of the things I was thinking is like the deck could be like the snow, and as the deck comes down, like you find a body or you find a weapon or you find something. Like it could be something really thematic in that world. I think that'd be fun.
As long as there are cards in there that are called "Don't You Know."
Don't you know?
Don't you know? So you could end it like.
Yep.
You got to speak in that silly accent.
And yes, this would be the Kickstarter exclusive.
Wood chipper, yeah. The series is. I actually think the series is better than the movie, and I think the movie's great.
Yeah, movie's excellent.
Yeah, yep.
But yeah, Martin Freeman was
good pick. I also had The Usual Suspects and marked it off as well.
Yeah.
For something else that kind of fit what I wanted to do with that instead.
It'd be hard to do, right? Like I like the idea, but again, that would parallel the story, the movie, but someone would have to be. It can't be the same suspect all the time, right? Like you'd have to vary. Like Reservoir Dogs, it would have to vary.
One of you has to be Kaiser Sose, basically.
Right. But it could be different. It could be any of the players, right?
Yeah, but that's just a trader thing, and I went with something else for a trader thing.
So there you go. Cool. So yeah, number 4 was Fargo.
Cool. So we're on number 3 then. Mm-hmm. My number 3, already mentioned in the comments. I'm guessing someone else has also thought of it. I think even Peter mentioned it in the Facebook post, which is Ocean's 11.
Oh, ooh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I thought about that one too.
Yeah, heist game. So many different characters you could be. I mean, you could be up to 11 characters, right? And you could play like, I don't know, 5 players, and then the next game all 5 players play totally different characters that weren't even in the last one, kind of thing. Heist games are really hard to figure out without making them samesies every time, right?
Yeah.
Same deal that I was thinking, as far as like, if you're trying to follow the story too closely, then after a while it's like, yeah, we already won that once. Like, why keep doing it? It's really hard to make a cooperative game that you want to keep playing after you've beaten it. And I don't know how to do it with a heist game. I've tried it in my head many times, and I haven't quite gotten there. But yeah, if you got to do a heist, Ocean's 11 seems easy.
I think Burgle Brothers did a good job with it, and I think Burgle 2 was casino based, wasn't it?
I don't know. I didn't see the 2 one.
I think Burgle Brothers 2 was a casino heist. I had it. I don't know if it's here. It might be at the storage unit, but I remember it. I liked the game. I think they did a really good job of it. The way the cameras worked and the guards moved around, and you have your different characters with their attributes. Like, it was close. It was close.
If
but do you have the little acrobat that folds in half and slide into it?
That gets to be one of the characters.
Absolutely.
And the biggest thing I think that you need to have is the twist. Good heist movies always have the twist at the end where you think people get caught, and then it's really cops that they hired. Or so, know, it's like, and I don't know how to put that into the game. But if you could put the twist in the game and it's different every time, that blows everybody's minds or something like that, that's how you would get that done.
Yeah. It's a good point.
My number 3.
All right.
That's what makes Stuff of Legend, to me, successful, is not knowing who's on the boogeyman side, right? And you're playing 3 players, you could be accusing each other the entire game, and it was neither one of you the whole game. Like, it's a lot of fun, especially when you can muddy everything and trade cards and play your game.
It could move. Yeah.
All right, my number 3. I have a lot of. I'm noticing that my list has a lot of like going on an adventure and things happen, and it's only one person. It's what it is. Mine is Short Circuit.
Oh, what a Johnny Five!
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah. So you would be Johnny Five going to basically all of those places he went to, and maybe while you're like the guy's trying to find him. So I don't know how it would work. But yeah, I love that movie. So.
Great movie. You could be multiple Johnny Fives. Like, you could. You want to be the Johnny Five that comes out of the factory or something.
The one that gets hit by the lightning.
Yeah.
Definitely the one that gets hit. You want to get hit by a lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work, but there should really be a 25 board game.
Now I've got More Than a Woman in my head.
Yeah.
That's the song that he dances with her.
Yep.
More than a woman. Oh, I don't want to get. I don't want to do this. But yeah.
Yes. This is so good. If you haven't seen that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, it's so great.
It's a wonderful movie. It's feel-good movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Even Spielberg.
Yep.
What do you say, 86, 87? Something like that?
Gotta be, yeah.
Maybe 84. 84 was a good year. But
so good.
Yeah.
Well done, Corey. That's a good one. That'd be a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, you're gonna get all the creative juices flowing after this.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah. Good number 3 there. What's your number 3, Mike?
Johnny Five.
Johnny Five?
Gutenberg, right? Wasn't that Steve Gutenberg?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good one. All right, I'll stick to the 80s. I'll go with this one. 85. Huh. I don't know if it would work as a non-solo. I think it would have to be a protection. Like, you're each trying to protect and find a thing to be like, I don't know, the main character in the story, but The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah, that's such a great movie.
That's a good one.
There could be so many different parts to the game, right? Like when you're getting the knife and the way that you gotta like, it could be a memory aspect to try and get it, and then when you're in, like, there's so many things in the movie that would be fun. I don't know how it would work if there were multiple of you trying to do the same thing at one time, but.
All right, first player marker is going to be that little thing.
I am thinking of the same thing probably, and it's when he's like rolling that thing. Like,
I want the knife.
Yep.
Yeah,
oh my God.
That's going to be the first player marker.
Yep.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's. I think it would be fun. I don't know if it would work as a it can't be a co-op. I mean, it wouldn't work as following the narrative with more than one player, but.
Yeah, I mean, he had that the woman monk ninja that was helping him halfway through the movie. I can't remember what her name was, but yeah, I guess unless you're actually taking Eddie Murphy out of it and just all playing those type of protectors, but then it's not the same, right?
No,
well, it could be a prequel, like 300 years prior, and like.
Right, but is it that if it's not Eddie Murphy?
Right. But it's like, it's your Indiana Jones conundrum, right? Like, would you want to play as somebody else and not Indy? I mean, I would play as his father any day, but.
Yeah. Great movie. Yep.
Yeah. So that's my three.
All right. So number 2, what do I have on here? Oh, okay. So this is my one with the traitor involved, and I'm willing to bet either one or both of you haven't seen the movie, but it's Identity.
Oh yeah, my God.
Have you seen it? Oh, okay. Sometimes I say it and people are like, I've never even heard it. With John Cusack, yeah.
Oh my God, that movie. I was thinking about that too, but how would that work as a game? Because you're all. Well, if anyone hasn't seen it, we don't spoil anything, but
yeah, if you haven't seen the movie Identity. I don't know. Wait until I point at you or something, because I'm about to spoil some stuff, because you have to, right? It's a huge like spoiler kind of thing. It's been around for a while, but still.
Yeah, you should have seen it by now. If it's spoiled,
yeah, but I'd like people to be, and if they haven't heard of it, you should check it out.
Oh, it's great.
So here come the spoilers for it, though. Okay, so yeah, everybody would have to be a part of the personality, but you don't know which one of those people are the serial killer version. Remember, because people start going missing, and you don't know which one of those personalities is the serial killer. So basically, that's what you'd be. But I want on the outside there to be like whatever drives the story along would have to be like almost like the board would have to be like the top part of that guy's head, where his eyes are doing this all the time, and whatever he's talking about is what drives the story on, pushes everybody into start accusing. And so, yeah. And if you're out, you're not necessarily out if you're the traitor, because people go missing and you're like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So that's the traitor game I would try to make.
That could be cool.
Okay. Now you can come back if you're no more spoilers for that. Yeah.
Such a good movie.
Could be cool. All right. So I guess I'm on to my number 2. Which one do I keep for last? I think I'm going to do this one. I'm going to keep in line with the older stuff. I mean, it's not as old, but still an older movie. Shawshank Redemption. So here's what I'm thinking is that, and this is the one I was saying, you could be in that environment, in that world, but not necessarily have like that specific ending with the one person. So I'm thinking if everybody's a prisoner and during the game you're trying to gain influence or trying to basically swindle the guards, the head of the prison and all of that, like you're trying to gain favors and whatnot and stuff like that, and you're all competing to be the one to escape, basically, to like you had enough of what you needed, you had the tools, you had the influence, you had this and that all in place, and then boom, you go for it, like something like that. So that was kind of what I was envisioning. So
there's a game called I think it's Escape from Colditz Prison, Colditz or something.
Okay.
When I was reading about or looking into it, like that's what popped into my head was Shawshank, like the way that you're trying to like escape. I don't know if the parallel works, but it would be fun to betray, swindle, bribe, to get out. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, you could even have, like perhaps, either that could be a traitor or that could be, like things that you do that help you but hinder other people from being able to get ahead, like something like that. So,
I mean, you could almost do it as like a first person to 10 points kind of thing, but the points are things that you have to accomplish to get out, basically, right? So the first person out basically wins, kind of thing.
Right.
I think in order to make that game, like you can make that, we're talking about standard and deluxe, right? You can make a standard version of that game. The deluxe version comes with Morgan Freeman in a narrative on an app.
Oh, I thought you were going to say comes with a poster that goes on the wall,
which is also fine.
I was thinking the gramophone or whatever that he plays the disc.
The
like
Victrola.
That.
Yeah.
Other little chess pieces that he carved.
Or that too. Yeah. There's a lot
I want like 5-minute mystery or werewolf with what's his name doing the intro. I like Morgan Freeman talking about something when you just hit play. I think it'd be great.
Andrew's going to tell us something after we're done with our list.
Oh, I'm curious.
Cool. Yeah, but the subtitle has to say "Get busy playing" or "Get busy dying."
Get busy playing or get busy dying. That's good. That could be the title of the game.
That's good.
So that's my number, whatever we're at.
Number 2.
All right.
All right, my number 2. Oh, man.
I thought you only had 5. What's so hard? You have a longer list than 5.
Remember, I had 2 backups because I really thought we'd have more of an overlap in some of these. Like, we were close. Chris and I were close. You said the Never-Ending Story, which was on my backup in case one of these other, like the Golden Child, I thought somebody was going to mention. So I had plans just in case there was an overlap.
Then do your main list.
I haven't mentioned the 2. Well, one of them's off my backup, and the other one I'm kind of negotiating here if I want. All right, so I'm going to go with the Boondock Saints.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
one of my favorite movies ever. 2 is okay. I think 3 is in the works, whatever.
Yeah.
The first one is just amazing. The way they tell the story, I think would be fun in a game where like you walk into the scene and it's already happened and now you got to try and make it happen. Oh God, it would be so great. And you could be, what's his name? The Boston
William
cop.
Dafoe.
You could be Defoe. You could be the other snarky cop that's just constantly getting put down. You could be the 2 brothers, or you're trying to get I think it should be teams. Like you can play 2 to 4 players, but if you're 2, like 2 could be the brothers, and 1 or 2 could be like whomever, right, on the other side, and you're trying to like trap them or catch them, or it would be so fun to play in that world with like the vigilante nature, and you're just taking out like the scum of Boston, but like you're torn between you're doing your job as a cop, but you really kind of you believe in what they're doing, which is the whole like the movie's great. Movie's great.
I haven't seen it in so long.
So good. It's so good.
It is.
Yeah.
I think that would be like the more when I was thinking about it, it was the first one I put down on my list. And I'm like, I started thinking about how that would, like with Fargo, with the snow deck, like there's so many good ideas that come from just writing shit down that like, I want to do something over there. Cause I think Patrick Duffy would be interested in doing something. Patrick Duffy?
That sounds right.
Is it Patrick Duffy was on Dallas? I'm dating myself, but I don't think it's Troy Duffy, not Patrick Duffy. Troy Duffy. I knew Patrick wasn't right. But yeah, it kind of led me down this way too. And I think this one would be harder, but the way Memento plays, if you haven't seen that movie, holy shit.
Yeah.
It plays
that popped in my head when you were talking about the scene and then you go backwards. Like, yeah.
That's why I love it so much. Memento is great. They tell it like almost from front to end, but they tell it coming back. It's so well done. But yeah, Boondock Saints. I think that would be
a good pick.
Killer. Yeah.
Very good. Yep.
You could do it without the license. They could do something like that without the license. But I think if you could put that spin on it. Oh.
All right. So we're already down to our number one. It seems so fast. I guess we just kind of get into it. So my number one, again, a movie I bet you've seen it. The Untouchables.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wait, no, I'm thinking of Unbreakable. Wait.
No, Untouchables has Kevin Costner, Sean Connery. What's his name? He was in. Anyway,
I haven't seen it.
Robert De Niro plays Al Pacino. Not Al Pacino. Al Capone.
Robert De Niro plays Al Pacino.
That'd be funny. I'd see that. No, he plays Al Capone. The Untouchables. You're all playing the different. One of you's Elliot Ness, but the other ones are the other characters, and you're all trying to get him without getting yourself killed, basically. But I thought, you could maybe stuff happens where you could accept a bribe every now and then to kind of get stuff that you need, and the others don't know it. But if you accept too many bribes, it puts you over to the bad side, or there's got to be some corruption where you are touchable in some level, but. Yeah. Maybe Elliot Ness is immune to the bribe thing, or he's the one that can't be. But yeah, I loved that movie so much that really good. I would just love being in that world, doing trying to get Al Capone and stuff. So
I don't. This is a total side, but last year or the year before, there was that Scarface, that 1920s.
Wow, we got some spammer.
Yeah, let me block that.
That's awesome.
Wow!
We've really made it.
What is the purpose in the? Okay.
Yeah, just dumb.
Sorry, no one will know what that means later on. But we got some graphic spam in our comments there. But yeah. Anyway, what were you saying?
So yeah, there was a Kickstarter a while back that was 1920s Scarface related. Mm-hmm. That really gave me that kind of. That feel, right? Peaky Blinders kind of has that, what would work in that kind of game as well.
Yeah.
Along the same lines, The Departed would be really fun. It's got that kind of.
I almost put that on there.
I almost did too. Yep.
That'd be a lot of fun. I was thinking about The Departed. I'm like, okay, that would be fun. You have your own agendas, whatever, secret identity kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think about The Untouchables. That'd be fun. That'd be
I actually had the Departed on there along with the list, and I was like, no, Untouchables instead of that kind of thing. So,
good shit.
Yep. All right, Katia.
I'm gonna take us like polar opposite of what we're talking about here. My last one is probably the most recent one of my list. It's Shrek.
There's a board game.
You know what?
No.
They're not?
I Googled it.
I don't know. I can't imagine there isn't.
Okay.
I'll look real quick, but it's a great pick either way, but.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, shit, there is. Hold on. Shrek 2.
Yeah. I mean, there's Uno Shrek. I wouldn't count that.
No.
Uno.
Oh, but there's Shrek Road to Royalty board game.
Shrek 2 is rated 4.6. How awful.
Yeah, there's quite a few of just slap him on there like Monopoly Junior Shrek too.
In all fairness, when I did my searches, anything that came up with like just the Monopoly, I didn't count because it's like we all have them.
Yeah. Sure. Although none of mine did, but.
But anyways, okay. So there's one here that I see. It's rated really, really poorly.
Shrek flipped out,
and it's a point-to-point movement acting game. Okay. Well, anyways, I will still explain what I envision is that you would play. It would probably play 1 to 4, and then you would play. Obviously, Shrek would be in there, but then you would have Donkey, Puss in Boots, and Fiona as your other characters.
Yeah, Gingerbread Man has to be in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he's not the main. He's not on going on the adventure.
Still needs a playable character.
He's in the expansion.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
And your damage is like you lose a leg when you take damage.
Stretch goal, whatever.
Yep.
But anyways, those would be your 4 main ones, and then you're going basically like you've gone Fiona, and then you're coming back and encountering stuff, and you got to make it to the castle and whatever. Like
that's a good.
But I would need. This is gonna lead me into my rant, but I can hold off until after Michael has gone. But anyways.
They can't be called stretch goals. They'd have to be called Shrek goals.
Well, yeah. And I mean, like, I haven't thought of the whole Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, it's already in my head. We already got it.
I don't know who's going to sign it, so.
Oh, I know. I know who would sign it.
Oh, Corey. I was wondering what he's doing.
Is it still on the screen?
No,
we blocked it. I don't know if it stays on there for them, but.
Okay, that sucks if it does. Oh,
thanks for clearing it, Corey.
But yeah, no, I haven't thought like extensively about it because I haven't had time to think about game design. But anyways, that was my idea.
That's a great world to play around in. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
With all of the creatures and stuff that you're encountering, and they get in your way and things like that. So.
Well, you could. And they have all those different storylines that they hit on. So you could, let's play the one with the gingerbread man. Let's play the one with, Prince Charming. And you could go all kinds of different directions with it. So,
yeah.
With the popularity of the multiverse right now, not only with Spider-Verse and what they did with the animated, which was phenomenal, and Doctor Strange and Loki and that whole thing, I don't see why you can't do like a multiverse of Shrek, and Shrek gets pulled into all the different fairy tales.
I mean, that's kind of what the world is anyway. All the fairy tales are just mixed in together.
But they're all together in like fairy tale land, right? Yeah. What if you like all of a sudden popped into something? I don't know. That would be fun.
Yeah. Good pick.
Yeah.
All right. Beat that, Mike.
All right. All right, I'll beat it. This is very specific, though. This can't be any of the sequels. It's got to be based on this IP, not the prequel movie that came out before it. It's got to be this one. It's cooperative, maybe semi-cooperative, where we're all kind of stuck on this planet and we're trying to survive. Pitch Black.
I've never seen it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in my mind, you didn't beat my Shrek because I haven't even seen your movie. So
it's so good. It's so good. So it's the first. Did you see the Chronicles of Riddick?
No.
Okay.
You should, but see Pitch Black first. That's the first one.
Yeah, Pitch Black is the one worth seeing.
Wait, part 2 is better than part 1.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. It was overly produced and it looked prettier, but I think that's what gives. What?
It was produced, yeah.
It was overproduced. Because when you're coming off of Pitch Black and you see something that's crystal clear and pretty and gold and shiny, sure, it looks nicer, right? It's got more CGI, it's got more action, but the grittiness of Pitch Black and the way that story happens is just.
I like Pitch Black a lot.
Oh,
just
I love
not
it.
As much as part 2.
That's sad.
I mean, it's basically a creature. If you're not playing Riddick, then it's basically a bunch of creatures trying to kill you in the dark.
Well, but you're playing the team that crashed, right? And you're trying to survive.
Yeah.
The way the movie goes, some people don't survive, but you want to make it to the ship and get off the planet before you die, basically. But you got one life. There isn't like a health meter. Like you get hit, you're done. I think.
So is it like player elimination? You mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, unless you could just hop onto one of the other surviving ones and
climb on their back, piggyback me out.
Well, no, like okay, I'm Tom right now, but Tom just got killed, so now I'm Sally, and then Sally just gets killed, and now I'm.
I thought you meant no, they're just gonna drag you out.
I mean, they do that with Dead of Winter, right? Like your character dies, you get a new character.
Yeah, you get your group of people kind of thing.
Yep.
No, I think it's a quicker game. It doesn't need to be a lengthy game. I think it's a quicker game because of the player elimination. I think it's a quick get through the chasm or the canyon that they were running through, get to the ship. But the element of being in the light and being in the dark, like the way that plays, I think it would be really fun. I don't know. That was my idea.
Cool. That's good.
In my head, it's better.
I think part 2 has the bigger world though, and that's why I like it.
Sure, it does.
You see a lot more of the universe and stuff, and part 1 is just on a desert planet with some creatures.
Sure.
But
Andrew's about to. Andrew, you should just come on and talk about it instead of like being it if your laptop is hooked on. Or
maybe I was excited about.
Can we give him the link?
But never got a chance to. Yeah, what is it? Tell us what it is.
We should just send him the StreamYard link and have him hop on.
I don't mind if he wants to jump on. Let me see. You have the link. You can send it to him, can't you?
Hold on.
He might not be able to, but.
Oh,
wow.
Quiet Place.
Huh.
I never saw it, but I know what it is. It's has any one of you seen it?
Yep.
hold on a sec. Yeah, it's the movie with the deaf family or the deaf girl.
Yeah,
right?
The whole family's not deaf, but they have.
Yeah, it's the little girl is.
Yeah.
Oh, good one, Alan.
Great.
Butterfly Effect would be good. That'd be a difficult one to design that worked correctly, right?
Yeah.
That would be. You have to set up something that produces different outputs. It'd be easier video games than board games for sure.
That would be right up like Final Girl or Hostage Negotiator from Van Ryder, like that solo experience that does it really well with an AI that's working, but like all your actions, all your movement triggers something like that. That would be a really good one.
Yeah, you'd have to have a really good AI built in for that.
Yeah.
To see all those changes.
Wow, that's a good one.
But yeah, the one that Andrew mentioned could be cool. A Quiet Place. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, kind of like Donnie says, like Clank, kind of in a way, but I think it would have to be less random in terms of like the noise, like getting pulled out of the bag,
They should put sign language into the actual, like, not in a way where you have to know sign language or anything, but it'd be interesting just to go like, oh, that's how you make an R, and it just.
And maybe that's how people have to communicate around the table.
I mean, it doesn't even have to really play. I was thinking more like, how like Wingspan has a cool little fact down at the bottom that isn't really about gameplay, but I always read them because they're interesting. It'd be neat if people started learning just like some basic sign language just for fun. Like, oh, that's what you do to some stuff you can't do because it has to have like full motion or facial stuff. But
yeah, that could be cool. Molotov.
Paul. No.
But think about it though. A rolling right where you're the security guard of a mall, and what's rolled or a flipping right, you got to go. That would be.
Because he's on. Isn't he on a Segway? That's the funny part, right? Yeah.
I never saw Bird Box either. That's the one where she wears the blindfold.
No, me neither. Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that. But let's just talk about what some of these companies and IPs, how some of the companies out there, looking at you, Funko, I'm going to say it. It's just infuriating.
Be careful. Some people in the chat might have worked on some of these.
It's possible. I don't know. I'm still entitled to my opinion.
Yes, you are.
I don't like how some of the IPs are now like taken away. They've made a game, and the game is like a roll and move. It's like it's for kids, or it's it's an very entry level game, or it's something that you'll find in the discount bins. And it's like, I get it that some of these, like, Shrek or How to Train Your Dragon or Elf, it's like, sure, it's more of like a perhaps younger audience, but we've all seen those movies. We've all enjoyed them. So it's like, why not make something that is a little bit meatier and would be more fun to play? Like when I was looking at the Christmas Vacation game, and it's a card game that has to do with connecting lights, and it's like, okay, but that is hardly the whole movie. Like,
right.
I want a movie where it's going to bring in all of the funny parts. Like, I had some of the cards with, like, a picture of Margot or whatever, but it's like, no, that's not, like, no, I want, like, basically the holiday season, like when the in-laws are over, like, I want that whole period of time in the game. And it's like, it's just disappointing to see companies just grab the IP to slap it on the box and be like,
yeah, unfortunately, like, I know behind the scenes, a lot of times what happens is these companies that have them will contact the game company and go, here you go, we need a game in 3 months. And you're just like, what? And you just, okay, well, we can't let go of this IP because we'll make sales. So what can we slap this on? Well, we've got Monopoly. Here you go. We've got the, and that's how that happens. And it's because the other companies that are putting out that IP don't realize how long it takes to make a good game.
Well, then the industry has to start standing by quality products and saying, wait a minute, we can't just pump out a game in a couple months and have it be a good game. Like, I don't know. It's like at some point,
if Disney contacts you and says, hey, I need a Star Wars game in 6 weeks. You're going to be like, no, that's not enough time for me to put together. Sorry.
I'll have the Star Wars game
I don't have that much.
Wednesday.
Well, you know what I'm saying is, like,
as a consumer, it's frustrating because the IPs that I really, really like, all the games that I looked up tonight, like, were like all of the movies that I was excited to talk about on the show. They have games and the ratings are terrible. And the games, I have never even seen them on shelves. So it's like, I don't even know where they're hiding, but they didn't make it out to be popular ones, but they're out there.
I have them all. I have a copy of each one.
Oh, of course, you have every game. But but my point is, it's like, ugh.
Now, to be fair, it meant that you had to exclude the awesome IP from your list, but it doesn't mean that the awesome IP isn't excluded from becoming another good game, right? Like, sure, there's a bad Shrek game out there probably. That doesn't mean there can't be a good Shrek game made later on.
But then how hard is it to go and get an IP that already has stuff out?
Yeah, that's the other problem is if that company saw that bad game didn't do well, they don't know the difference between a bad game and a good game. So they'd go, oh no, we tried to sell that as a game and it didn't work out. So, and they don't understand, that there's a hobby game there.
It's also tainted though. Once a game comes out and you're second to market or fifth to market, right? It's already hit so many times and has been horrible so many times. Why is your game any different? And now you're like, no, but it is different. You can't really, like, it's hard to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I told you I told you Andrew would be working.
That's okay. Simple and inexpensive.
Yep, it's true. It's a deck of cards, right?
That's the thing.
Even like the Elf one that I saw, it's like it's a card laying game where like you're connecting, like you're making a path, and it's not that bad. It's not that bad, and it is kind of like his journey to New York City. But you are the
like
board looked cool, but it's still I don't know.
There's a triangle box.
The box was a weird choice for sure. It's odd. The game itself was not bad.
Dan said this. What was funny was I was looking through a whole list of movies, and when I saw Clue, I was like, "Oh, that'd make a great game." Wait, and so when I saw that, I laughed because I did that actually.
That's funny.
Was a great movie though.
It was
best board game movie ever. Clue.
No, it is not. Andrew, it is definitely not the elf game we want. And it's not the Christmas vacation game we want. The Grinch game that's out there, also, there's a few that they all don't look very good. I get it. It's a cartoon. But still, I think there's something to be done there that would be way better. Like, I want something that I can... Okay, well, Corey, you're going to have to tell me which version, because I saw several and they all didn't look very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, too.
I know, I get that, but I want a game that I can play at Christmas that I'm going to have fun with.
Santa's Workshop?
Yes, that's the only one. That's the only good one.
Well, I think that's a thing with Christmas, too, is that since it's such a big market of people buying things they don't normally buy, they don't target the hobby game industry or the hobby gamers. They target the people who are just like, oh, look, they like the movie Elf. Here's an Elf game. Done, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I remember I was at I talked about this before. I was at a Target and someone was looking for something for their nephew as a game. And they were like, oh, wait, they like Harry Potter, and put Ticket to Ride up and grabbed the Harry Potter Monopoly. And I was just like, oh, like, I don't know if it's Harry Potter. I don't remember which one it was, but they were like, oh, they like this. And that's how non-gamer, hobbyists buy games. And so, unfortunately, a lot of those IPs get sold that way.
I know, but
I don't think they don't need to exist. I just think we need to make the hobby gamer version too.
Yeah, that's the thing. There needs to be two versions. The one for the people that don't play games, and the ones for people that enjoy more complex things.
Don't show that. Don't show that.
Yeah.
That's just because...
Oh, let me take a picture of this one.
100% correct. Come on.
100%.
It takes away from your being always right, doesn't it, Michael?
I mean, I am.
Hardly.
Not 100% correct.
Hardly.
That's different.
100% correct is
better.
That's a big ass right there. So it's funny, your aggravation of finding movies that should be games. I had the same kind of aggravation, but mine come from the shitty 80s and 90s games that came out that are roll and move, that were cash grabs back then with like movie clip art on the cards. And I came up with a whole list of stuff that needs to be like there's nothing since they came out back then. And it was frustrating because our topic was movies that should be board games. And technically these movies are board games, but they're so old, right? To today's standards, they just don't work. And with all the stuff that has been evolved and fine-tuned over the years, I think they should be given their modern day justice, I guess, or time to shine. I don't know.
Well, the hobby gamer audience version, yeah.
But and still trigger the nostalgia effect, right? A lot of those things, a lot of those Christmas stocking stuffers or Target grabs that you're like, oh, I remember this, I want to get it, and they're not hobbyist games. They're not strategic, right? For those that play more modern, deeper stuff. It's frustrating.
Yep.
Well, make stuff for it and pitch it.
I have a whole list.
I have two. One, okay, so I'm gonna complain because I have one that I wish I could have put on because I actually have a design for it, but a game has come out for it. It was meant for the hobby game people, and it's a horrible game, and it's the Dark Crystal.
Oh, there's a couple out there, aren't there?
I think there's only one. And what made it more frustrating was, I don't remember the company, but they got the Labyrinth first. They made this thing that has some minis, and it's just like real basic. And then when they got Dark Crystal as an IP, all they did was change the artwork on the last game to Dark Crystal stuff, and tweak something and just put it out again just to sell Dark Crystals. I had the entire game in my head as to how it works and stuff, and I'm like, I want that IP so I can like make that awesome and use the old artwork that was done like in the, I don't know if you ever saw like the art books. I have the original big giant art book that shows like the original drawings and paintings and stuff in it. Yeah. And it's beautiful, and that's how I would imagine the game looking and stuff. So that's one of it. And then this is hilarious. Actually, I got to share this. I thought of this and then found out there was a game, and it came out last year, and I did not know that it came out, but I thought of I never heard of this. I thought of Anchorman.
Oh yeah, with the with the panther. Yeah.
I didn't even see this. I never saw this. This came out 2020.
It was on clearance at Target pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's a party game, so it's pretty quick party game and stuff. And the way they explained it, I was like, okay, it's a silly little, like you read a thing and try not to laugh, basically, which is fine. So I would like a deeper game of Anchorman, but I do want the Sex Panther. It's hilarious.
It's a good first player marker.
Yeah, it is a good first player marker. I like their artwork and stuff, but I was surprised this went through. I probably would have backed it just to get this. It's just so stupid. But, I mean, the whole thing is.
Anchorman unmatched. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, I don't see that.
Oh, that'd be great. Yes.
It would be good. And it would be that alley scene, right, with all with all of them fighting. Yeah. I don't see.
I killed a man.
I don't see that as a deeper game, though. Like, how would it be?
Right. So it doesn't have to be a party level game, but it would still be a pretty light hobbyist game, right? I mean, like it'd be I couldn't imagine it being heavier than like a Ticket to Ride level of like a light kind of thing, right? But you could do stuff about getting the best news reports, and you're going up against, maybe you run a whole team and someone else runs a team, and you like one person runs the Ron Burgundy team and stuff, but the other, I mean, they had 5 or 6 different teams.
Yeah.
And all the different characters and abilities that you play together to get the right news story and fight against each other and stuff. I mean, I would play the unmatched Anchorman right there, just
for sure.
Be fun.
Another game that was it was on Kickstarter a couple years ago by Renegade, and they didn't have I don't think they had the IP because it was called Terror Below, but it was clearly a Tremor. Game. When it came out, I was like, oh my god.
And you could almost make a top 5 games that are really this movie, but they didn't get the IP. You like Nemesis and stuff like that. I don't think there's enough yet, but
yeah, when that one came out, that was like,
argue. Yeah, you could definitely argue that there's enough.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Kickstarters, just a reminder.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. The link is in the description. You got 6 days? Does that mean it ends on Sunday?
Yeah, on Monday. It ends on Monday at 6 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, what time on Monday?
6 p.m.
Oh, you should have made it just a few more hours so that we could be like, this is the last hour on the show. And
no.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're seeing this a week late, then you missed it. But I'm sure they can contact you, right?
Yeah, and we're like, I can't see the number from your screen sharing, but we're seriously like less than a couple hundred from unlocking the next stretch goal. So really, really, really close. Yeah, like $50, like $54. And we're reaching that next stretch goal. So come on. But yeah, getting there. So
I like that you have the 10 by 10 challenge on there.
Well, so this is the thing. So the stretch goal that is about to get unlocked is going to be an additional monthly challenge for people to do. So basically I'm going to have like every month there's going to be something for you to play that you're going to check off if you've accomplished it or not. So I'm going to have like fun little monthly challenges like that. And then the social stretch goal, which we're already like, we're getting close. I'm pretty sure actually today we may have reached it on like the Instagram and Facebook. We may have gotten close. But if we reach the social stretch goal, it's going to add, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like almost like a find it, like a Where's Waldo, like monthly thing. So you're going to look at your mosaic and you're going to have certain things to find. And then there's going to be a QR code that leads you to the answers. So another kind of like fun gaming thing to do. So yeah.
Cool. Very nice.
So go back it.
Yes.
Yep.
Andrew, oh man, that would be great. RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is there something Terminator out there?
Is there a Terminator game that might be?
There has to be. If not one, there's got to be a T2 game from the 90s that's...
Because I didn't look for it, but it was in the list.
Yeah, Terminator Genesis, Rise of the Resistance. Is that the same thing?
It's a miniature.
Yeah, it is. Right? Yep. Yep. I can see it right here. Yep. It's got definitely a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Must have been a Kickstarter, I guess. I would rather play a Terminator Chronicles.
Is that from like a series?
Yeah. Did you not see the series?
No.
Great series. Unfortunately, it ends and they didn't get a chance to finish it. But I think there's only
that's
2
the
seasons.
worst.
Yeah, no. So I don't normally recommend it, but it's good. And if you're like a big fan of the Terminator stuff, you still watch it. So
good night, Alan.
Good night, Alan.
Get some sleep.
Yeah, I hope you get some sleep.
Starship Troopers.
Dan mentioned Starship Troopers deserve something better. That'd be fun. As a miniature.
Speaking of troopers, now I just thought of Super Trooper. Is there a game about Super Trooper?
There is. Okay, so there is a RoboCop VCR game from 1988.
Yep.
Speaking of
the old stuff that's dated, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a RoboCop Ultra Police game from 1989. So already been done. Yep. Don't need any more.
Give Renegade a little bit of time. They got G.I. Joe, and they got Transformers, they got Power Rangers. They'll get RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that looks like 1988.
so shitty.
Well, shall we play a game?
Oh yeah. So we're gonna play. Where is it?
Worst case scenario.
Yep. We've done this once before, but because I forgot how to do it and I didn't pay attention to you before the show, you're going to have to teach it real quick. Not teach it, but just a couple sentences tell me what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Sure.
Before I lose interest and start playing around.
We're going to determine who's going to be first player by this really cool thing that I picked up at Jason's store during our event on Sunday, our prototype event on Sunday. But I'll explain that in a second. So, worst case scenario, we're going to add this to the stream. And we'll probably make that bigger, right? That would make more sense.
Sure.
There you go. So there will be 4 cards. We're going to play this with 4 instead of 5. The game is typically 5. Things are ranked from bad to the worst. And you'll notice where can I put them? Here. The little discs will be, and 1 is removed, but 1 would be bad. And very bad, awful, horrible, and the worst. Whoever's turn it is will look at the 4 worst case scenario cards and figure out which one is just very bad and rank them to which one they feel is the worst. If it were my turn and this were mine, I would set them up this way because I actually physically have it. You guys are going to have to write down your answers. The other two people that aren't playing are going to guess how that person would rank them, from very bad to the worst. And you'll get a point for each one you get correctly. For a reminder, the last time we played, this is what it looked like. Chris, wow, that's weird. Chris against Katia. They couldn't. No one got any more than 2 correctly, and it ended up 5-4 Chris. So
you just wanted to show that again because it's a game.
No, because I'm actually using this score pad, so I figured it would come up anyway, and I'd throw it out there just so you know.
He's like rubbing it in.
So that's how the game plays. These will flip over. I haven't looked. I've shuffled the deck. The deck is here. I'm not messing around. Nothing is stacked. But yeah, that's how it plays. Any questions? Chris is looking around for something.
Sorry, what was that? No, I'm kidding. I was listening. I'm looking for a wet erase so that I can use the just one here. All my wet erases and my just one have run out.
You could also just use a pen and paper.
What? No, this is the 21st century.
Sure.
But I'm trying to find a game that uses some good wet erase ones, and I just had one recently, and I can't remember which one it was. So we played.
You should just use the dry erase from Silver and Gold, like that pen.
Sorry, I do mean dry erase. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where Silver and Gold is.
Does it erase it with your finger?
I'll find it somewhere.
Okay, I can go first then.
I just realized that this says bra.
Weird.
What's that?
On the table, I put you can't really see it anymore, but you might be able to see over here. There's an outline for a deck of cards, and this for Magic. This was library, and this was the graveyard, and it said RIP. But since I've been sitting here doing everything, the letters have come off because they were just sticky letters. But now it says bra. Whatever. That was not intentional.
But now I can't stop looking at it.
Yeah, now I can't, because usually like this was here. I just happened to move everything back more. So, but now with the lighting, like with this dumb glare, I just moved everything up, and now that's whatever.
Oh, that's funny.
How's this?
All right. So how do we determine the first?
Perfect.
How do we determine who plays first?
Oh, right. Well, I can explain it because Chris isn't going to listen to me anyway. So I don't know how old this thing is, but Jason had it as part of his like prototype thing in a box to buy. But it's got a thing of cards that you can't. Why am I doing the small screen? I have this thing. So it's got some topic. It's got the numbers of how many answers there are on this card, but you can't see the answers because of that red-blue kind of play, right? But then it comes with this cool vision thing where when you put it in, oh, I can't do that. Oh man, that one's going to be Chris's.
What?
Yeah.
You can't undo stuff?
No, the other side of this question card is going to be for you specifically. So anyway, what I'm saying is I picked this up on Sunday at Jason's store, and it's got this really cool, it's got a question or a topic, and you're supposed to come up with a certain amount of answers. For this card, it's the countries with the most TV sets per capita, and there's 6 answers. But you can't see them because they're in this red-blue kind of thing. But it's got this where you put the card in, and you see the answer. I don't know if this is going to really translate. Oh, yeah, it does. You see the answer.
Yeah.
It's just cool.
You can just tell us what it is.
Right. But then it's got this little click over here that lets you know if people get the answer right.
Oh.
I don't know. It's neat. So I figured to determine first player, I'm going to ask.
Whoever gets the most?
No, I'm going to ask you each. Yeah, whoever gets the most. But it's going to be different questions.
All right, cool. Do it.
Okay. I got one for each of you. Who wants to go first?
Well, let's see what you saved for me.
So you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Seems a little cheatery, but
a little.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 9 on here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That is how you count to 9.
Yep. 7 on the pair of pants, and I don't know why they're a pair of pants, but there's 7. There's 9 on the thing, so ignore the 7. All right, so I want you to give me the primary characters on Star Trek, the original series.
Okay. I can read that, right?
What? How?
If you hold it up, I can read the blue on there.
No, don't read the blue.
I'm just saying. I'm saying don't hold it up there.
All right, well, don't cheat.
All right.
All right, so, there are 9 on my thing. Give me...
Okay. James T. Kirk. James Tiberius Kirk, if you want the full thing.
Captain Kirk is fine. What?
Captain Kirk. Spock. Uhura. Sulu. Chekhov. Scotty. Nurse Chapel. Yeoman Rand. Let's see. Who else am I missing? 2 more.
1 more.
Oh, 1 more? Oh yeah, 1 more. McCoy. Bones.
I don't know how the fuck you got those, but well done. You got all of them.
So do you have... Okay, so now my card, is it to name like all Friends characters? Because that would be...
you can't read that?
I mean, I guess if you look...
You can read that?
See it's Kirk. All right, shut up. All right, so what were you saying? Sorry.
I said, do you have the equivalent for me? So basically listing all of like Friends characters, because you basically gave him a card that you knew he would get everything.
I could find one that's better.
What did you have? I feel like I was set up to fail already.
No, yours were the 7 dwarves?
Yeah, no, that's just no.
We went over them on the show a couple weeks ago.
Everybody always forgets one. Mm-mm.
Yeah, everybody forgets Bashful.
That's the
one.
How
are you on Winnie the Pooh?
No.
Come on.
Is there a Friends card? Seriously.
No, I can do
Friends card. All right, here. This one's perfect for you. Largest U.S. states by land area.
Canadian. California.
No.
And
I mean, this is a U.S. game, so there isn't gonna. Oh, how about Clue?
Yeah, that's the equivalent of like one of his favorite shows.
How about you randomly pick a new one for me, and that way it'll be
how about we just let Chris go first, and then because I can't. You're not gonna find a card that is equivalent to what you just gave him. Is my point. You went and selected something to give him.
I did.
So he stacked the deck, and I fully trust that the deck is not stacked right now in this game we're about to play. Yeah, I almost
7 dwarves. I was giving you the 7 dwarves. You even had less to come up with. He had to come up with 9.
I had to come up with Yeoman Rand.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell you did that one. That was amazing.
By the way, I know you haven't either one of you haven't watched any Star Trek, right?
No, ever.
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to have Paramount Plus, but the first episode is on YouTube. You want to look at Strange New Worlds. It starts everything over. It's brand new, and the writing is like up to date and stuff. It's one of the best Star Trek experiences so far. They've only had 2 episodes, but I'm like, man, this is good. It's my favorite thing on TV right now. Just check it out. There's a whole free episode on YouTube.
Does that follow Pike?
Yeah.
Cool.
I might give it a shot.
All right, who's going first then? I thought 7 dwarves was going to be easy.
You've seen our guests struggle through it before, right?
Right, but like we've gone over them how many times as a collective? I thought that was just a gimme. Like that was a softball pitch.
Mm-mm.
Well, let's hear you say it.
Dopey, Doc, Sleepy, Sneezy, Happy, Grumpy, Bashful. Done.
All right, he did it.
Like, good for you. I don't have a memory like that.
I'm just justifying. Like that's why I picked them. I thought they were easy. And I thought Chris's was harder because it was 9, and there were 2 characters I never even heard of.
Yeah, but it's one of his favorite shows.
I get it.
Like I said, it would be the equivalent of asking me for the Friends cast plus extra characters. Like I would have done that.
I don't think this game came out when Friends was on, so
it's okay. Let's just have him start, and we'll play worst case scenario.
Yeah, the worst case scenario books came after Friends, surely. All right. So worst case scenario.
So Chris is starting?
Sure.
Yep.
I don't think it matters who starts in this game anyway, right? We all have equal turns, don't we?
This is true. But these cards, right? These are already stacked because apparently I stack everything.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. So here are your 4.
What?
Chris, you're gonna tell us which. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna flip these over, and you're gonna rank them from very bad,
which is 5,
to very bad is 2.
Oh, very bad is 3. Oh, okay.
Horrible is 4. The worst is 5.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
Before you reveal it, we're gonna guess which ones we think you're going with.
Cool.
So your first one is never take another vacation. Forced to fight a professional boxer. Stop a runaway camel. And constant lice.
I got a mental image of Chris trying to chase a camel.
Yeah. Yep.
I have questions. I can't ask any questions, so.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Hold on.
No, don't reveal.
Yeah,
I'm not revealing. I'm just thinking out loud so we don't have dead air, basically. But I won't reveal anything.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Let's see. That would probably be next. Yeah, that'd be You
can see that.
Sure. There we go. All right, I got it.
Okay.
Everybody good?
So do you want to know what I guessed first?
I'm going to put mine down so I'm not influenced by what you're putting.
That's a good idea.
Nice.
Okay, now what did you do?
So for A, over there, like on the far end, I went with 4.
Okay.
And then B, I went with 5.
Okay.
C3, D2. And that's just because, Chris, you don't have a lot of hair.
Wow. You guys both got 0.
What?
Wow.
A is 5, B is 2, C is 4, and D is 3.
Oh my god. What?
A is 5. B is 4. This is
no.
2,
B is 2.
3.
B is 2.
B is 2. C is 4.
Yep.
Wow.
You okay with taking a beating? Explain yourself.
Let me explain. All right. So the easiest thing I have is fighting the boxer. I think I just, take a punch and go down. Like, it doesn't say I have to do my best.
No,
right?
sure.
I just get in the ring and go, oh no, and then that's it. I take a dive.
But that hurts.
No big deal there. Yeah, you put your hands up, they hit your hands, you fall to the ground. I've been hit in the head many times. It's fine.
I can see that.
The constant lice, I thought about it. Obviously, probably shouldn't be a problem. But if it is constant lice, it's like they're here and they fall off. They're here, they fall off. There's somewhere they're involved with me. I have cats. I have a girlfriend that would get involved with that and stuff. So that's why it wasn't the lowest. And then camels are horrible. I hate camels. They spit in your face. I had a llama spit in my face, and camels are worse. They do it even worse. And I'm not very fast, so the camel would just forever run, and I would never be able to catch it. And then, of course, never take a vacation would be the worst thing.
Fair enough. Oh. All right. So we both suck.
So in round one,
that's how you don't sleep with the fishes. You let them know what fight you're throwing. So
we got 0.
And how much does he get?
Nothing. It was his guess.
You only get points whenever you guess correctly.
Oh.
Right? Okay.
All right.
And we're kind of on an honor system of answering honestly, right?
Yeah. It looks like that. Every round when it's your turn to guess, you're not getting points. You're getting points guessing the other player. Same thing we did here.
Remember, I should get a point for everything you don't guess.
No, we talked about that last time.
So now it's going to be my turn to guess?
It's going to be your... Yes, it's going to be your worst case scenario. Chris, I'll put mine down again like I did that time.
Cool.
And then give me yours, and then we'll go from there.
You got me in yellow?
I feel like Pocahontas is really judging
orange.
me. I don't like it.
It's orange.
Is it?
See?
Looks yellow. All right, cool.
It's orange.
Yellowish orange. Cool.
This is yellow.
I believe you.
It's orange.
Yeah, good.
All right. Katia, you're up.
Yeah, I don't like the judgy eyes. Can you flip her over? I don't like how she's looking at me. Like
no, she's covering up her bra. Okay. She only judges C, whatever's in C. That's
okay.
All.
The camel.
Yeah, the camel. All right.
That was a good one to give the look.
Cross buildings on a wire.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not good.
Doesn't say if you're good at it.
You have to go from a building to another building on a wire. It also says plural buildings. So, trapped in a walk-in freezer. Jump from rooftop to rooftop. Wow.
That's very similar.
And fall down during the running of the bulls.
I thought it was going to say fall down between buildings.
Well, there's a theme going on.
I was like, yeah, exactly.
You're very active in yours, yeah.
Fall down during the running of the bulls. Jump from rooftop to rooftop. Trapped in a freezer.
Yeah, like I get what Chris is saying. It doesn't necessarily say for how long you're trapped. That could be 5 minutes. That could be 5 hours.
Yeah.
I imagine it's to the amount to where you feel trapped. Not like, oh, it closed. Oh, good, someone opened. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Trapped
could be at night. No one's in till the morning.
Is you trying to get out. I don't know how long you want that to be, but I don't know. My guess. Anyway. I don't know how much we should be talking about this.
Interesting. All right.
Okay.
All right. I've got mine. Oh, I don't have to. Well, I do it to keep in mind.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
All right. For A, I have number 5. Oh, weird. We're opposite there. For B, I have number 2. Weird. We're total opposites. For C, I have 3. And then D is 4.
All right, what you got?
Chris has them all.
All of them?
Oh! Woo! Fun game.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was you. That was you. That was you.
Oh, that means you get a point.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
We match on 3. Wow.
Yeah. To me, the cross buildings on a wire is the worst. Because for sure I wouldn't do it well and I would fall. So that would suck.
Yeah.
2, like we said, the length of time is kind of undetermined. And you could probably survive in there for a while before it becomes problematic.
I figured you're Canadian, so you're good with cold.
Sure. 3, I figured I had better shots, like a better shot of doing it properly and landing properly than 5, or like the A or whatever it is. And then the bull, I figured it says you fall down doesn't mean you're getting trampled. So maybe I dodged it. Like it's possible I fell, but then I was able to get away. Still scary as hell, but that's why I rated it a 4.
Okay.
So, Chris, you're getting my text messages right, correct?
Yeah, I get them on my watch. So.
I get $1 in Venmo, and you get all the right answers. This is shit.
Oh, that was awesome.
You got to work both sides of it. See,
I can't believe it at all. That's insane.
Got a new band for my watch. It's orange.
If anyone was interested in the box.
Now this comes from, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but this comes from, they had a whole bunch of little books called worst case scenario books. And like, it'd be like if there was a zombie apocalypse and then there's all these funny things to do to prepare for it, or like aliens and stuff. That was great.
All right. I got to go. Fall down a well. Great. Surf a 100-foot wave. Scale a 100-foot vertical rock face. What the hell? At the beach with an oncoming tsunami. Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
Huh.
Which you would then surf.
Is this taking into consideration? Oh, wait. Oh, God. That's pretty bad.
They moved it.
I did. All right, Chris, what do you got?
Hold on.
Oh, never mind.
I have all the right answers.
Perfect. Yep. I'm sure you do.
Okay.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
All right, for A, I have 4.
Me too.
Oh, good. We're doing both together.
For B, I have 2.
I have 3.
Okay.
For C, I have 3.
I have 2.
Well, then B, we both have 5.
All right, ready?
Yep.
That's the worst.
That's good.
I can't even imagine like what to do. Climb a tree?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Can't get away, yeah.
That
Damn
second
it.
one-
Damn.
Yep.
Well, at least it didn't give to you. Come on.
What? Oh.
Come on, 2.
One of you gets this right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I think like if you're up on top of the wave, like even if you fail at the high level, you're in the water and then whatever. But if you fall down a well, you probably might hurt yourself unless it's a really shallow well. So I feel like that would be worse than this. And then these just suck. So
If it's a really shallow well, you just trip on a well. Right?
I mean, fall if you're in it.
Even falling 6 feet hurts.
Sure.
Falling 6 feet, but it hurts.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that would be worse than this. So
cool.
Yeah, you guys suck. So 1, 2 for Chris and 1 for Katia. Right? I do that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither of you got it here.
Yeah.
Chris got it there. Neither of you got it here, and you both got it there. Great. Whew. I was nervous. I thought one of you would get more points on that
It's
one.
weird how connected all of those seemed. I mean, the well has water in it, and I guess the vertical rock isn't, but you got the 100-foot.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too, is the well didn't say if it's a dry well or if it's got water in it.
Yeah.
I don't know which one's worse.
It's kind of open to interpretation, I guess, right?
Yeah.
They leave it up for discussion. All right, so after one full round, Chris has 6, and you and I both have 1.
I don't like this.
Nope, not going well. All right, Chris, we're back to you. Bungee jump from the Grand Canyon.
Dan says, you guys always coming up with the ways these are not that bad.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. What was it? Bungee jump from the Grand Canyon. Okay.
Yep. Sing the national anthem at a major televised event. Stuck in the middle of a stadium riot. That sounds awesome.
Because of how badly I sang that.
Maybe.
Yep. And then learn your family joined a satanic cult.
Weird. Okay. Those aren't, I guess 2 of them are connected. All right.
Evan is beating everybody.
Nice. Santana cult? Yeah. That's different.
Katia, when you have yours.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with A is 2.
A is 2.
Yeah. Then 3.
I feel like something just fell behind the thing. Right.
Probably.
That's probably not important.
No, probably not. You said that was 3? Okay.
Yeah. Then 5.
Okay.
And 4.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
All right. A is 2.
Yes.
Fuck. Okay.
B is 5.
Damn it.
C is 4.
Ooh.
And D is 3.
All right, I'll take it.
Fucking hell.
2 to 1. I'll take it.
Bungee jumping. I've been to the Grand Canyon. That'd be awesome. I'd love to do that. And then my family is I mean, I have very little family left, and that's fine. They want to go that way. we can work it out. 4, stuck in the middle of a stadium riot. I'm kind of a big guy. I can push other people away. And then 5, yeah, I don't want to sing the national anthem in front of a bunch of people. That'd be awful for everyone involved.
But there's like 0 consequence to that. That's the thing that gets me. It's like something like that. It's like
No, because Michael can control what video pops up on this show every episode. There would definitely be consequences to a televised version of me singing the anthem.
Speaking of video,
don't do it. Don't do it.
I was very confident in this one. I was fairly confident in this one. And that one, I figured, I don't know. I figured that was worse. Or this was less worse. Whatever. That was good.
One belief system for another.
I'll take it. That was funny.
Bye, Shannon.
We're going. These are gone. All right, here we go.
Oh, is that my turn?
It is. You're going. So these are yours. Lose your memory. Wow. Snowmobile off a 100-foot drop. What's with the 100 feet?
I feel like your game is trying to kill me.
Yeah, sure. Locked in the trunk of a stranger's car. How you got there, who knows? And then your identity is stolen. Jeez, these two together would suck.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
When they mean a drop, they mean like it's air, right? Like, or
I would, yeah. I would
drop it just straight down, isn't it?
Huh.
I guess.
All right.
All right, I got mine.
I feel like this. Yeah. Okay. All right.
You can't second guess this stuff because you
Right.
have no real
Yeah.
knowledge. So I just go with whatever pops in my head first.
All right, what do you got?
Me? All right, so I got A is 4. Ooh. B is 5. C is 3. Wow, we didn't match up at all. And
Nope.
D is 2.
Wow.
Right.
I thought somebody was going to get them all. I thought it was really obvious, but you're actually like, I don't know. You have some. A is 2.
Boom.
Boo.
B is 5.
Nice. Do it.
That's the
Yeah,
worst.
Yeah, that's fucking scary because you know what's going to happen at the bottom of that? You're hitting that snowmobile that you're on.
Yeah.
And you're going to crush your face.
100 feet?
That's 100 feet is freaking, yeah, that's scary.
All right.
C is 4.
Boom.
Boo.
And D is 3. Yeah, I thought that one was like pretty clear. But yeah, the two middle ones are obviously scary as hell.
So you would rather lose your own identity than someone else take your identity?
Huh?
You're saying you would rather lose your memory than someone just steal your identity?
Yeah, because chances are I'm going to get dementia at some point. I'm going to start losing my memory anyways. That's just part of life. And
Yes.
I already have a sucky memory, so it's like,
All right, what's the...
Ooh, 1.
Oh.
Chris only got 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Eating away at
I
it.
honestly thought Chris was going to get all 4 again.
So did I.
Yeah.
I think we always do, don't we?
I think that every time.
I really want to pull a 4. Like, and I'm being like, I'm really trying to be truthful, even though like that one I felt was so obvious, and it is tempting to go like, well, you could justify this, but no, it's like I'm legit like putting my answers, but I thought somebody was going to get them all.
To me, losing your memory would be the worst because that's basically dying. You're losing everything about yourself.
Yeah, but
everything you are.
You wouldn't know, though. You'd have
ignorance
no idea.
is bliss.
If someone,
well, you don't know when you die either. Well, okay, now we're gonna get into some existential stuff, but
right
in my mind, that's what happens when you die. So it's the same thing to me.
Yeah, to me, it's like if you lose your memory, you don't know any different.
Right. But if somebody stole your identity, you'd have to prove that you were you. That's rough.
Yeah, but eventually you'd get it sorted out.
Would you?
Yeah, it's still a huge pain in the butt.
Yeah, huge pain. Yeah.
All right.
Fixable.
My turn. Hiking at the base of a volcanic eruption.
Hopefully quickly.
At a volcanic eruption.
So basically at the base of a volcano, but the lava is coming.
While you gotta run.
Off.
Yeah.
Okay. Stuck in a sandstorm. That sucks.
Oof.
Because my camel ran away.
Because you hate sand that gets into everything?
It does. Get lost from your group at night while on safari.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Stop a runaway car with no brakes. Jesus.
Whoa, wow. Does that mean you're driving or you have to go get it like the camel?
I'm not telling you what I think that's going to be.
Wow. Ooh. You got some hard ones here.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that's rough.
Ooh. They're all 5s? How about that?
Yep.
This is a shot in the dark.
Yeah, this is really tough. This one's really tough.
All right.
Yeah, I keep my answers. Hold on. Wait. I don't know. Yeah, seriously, I have to stop erasing. Okay, I went with A4.
Huh?
A4.
And I say what I did too, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
A5.
Okay.
B2.
4.
Okay.
Whoa. C5.
3.
And D3.
2. I can't even argue against whatever because these are all so bad.
They're all
pretty bad.
All right, what do we do?
I'm just gonna go my left to right,
right.
right to left. So to stop the car with no brakes, I put as the least.
Fuck.
I figured something you had the most control over would be your least.
I would think, like, even if you crash, hopefully there's airbags, right? You can
pick the spot. You can, yeah.
Lost at Night, the safari thing, you're basically dead.
Yeah.
That's over.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
Yeah. Stuck in a sandstorm, I would say, is one step away from the car with no brakes.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, so I get the 4. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, I can't argue.
Oh, no, they were all bad.
Yeah, they're all pretty bad.
For me, the sandstorm, I was thinking like, okay, but after the sandstorm, you must be in a desert or something, and that's even worse because now you got to climb out and you got to,
Yeah.
I added too much to it.
So it's funny I almost had the sandstorm as 2, but when we were playing Call of Cthulhu, we were in the desert and a sandstorm was coming, and the DM was like, "What do you do?" And we dug a hole, butchered a camel, and used its skin as a cover to protect ourselves from the sandstorm. And the DM asked us like what it was called or whatever, so we all got to put down on our sheet camel craft, and we all had something else that we can start increasing because we learned.
Please tell me someone said, and I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
No one said that.
Someone should have said that.
It's good though. Yeah, that would have been good. All right, so orange 1, great. And Katia, you got 2, yeah, 1, 2. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So 2 full rounds.
What's the score now? Should have stopped at round 1, honestly.
I gotta do math. Yeah, it's all downhill after that, right? So Chris, you're at 6, 7, 8. You're sitting at 8. Right. Katia, you're at 4, and I'm at 5. A little bit of a catch up.
I don't like that catching up. Don't like it.
Getting there. All right, Chris, you're leading.
Cool. What you got for me?
Step barefoot through a rusty nail. Jump from a bridge into a rushing river. Enter the FBI Witness Protection Program. And face an oncoming elephant stampede.
Oh my god.
Huh. All right.
Wow.
That one. Then.
Wow, that's a good one.
Then that one. I went through that pretty quickly.
Okay.
All right. I went with A3.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt. B5. That's just because of that fear of drowning. C2. Because I think Mike's got them all just because I wavered.
I don't know.
I wavered.
A is 2.
Oh.
That's the worst or the least?
Did it happen?
Yeah, that's the one thing that can get over with. Easy. Take a few shots, put a bandage on it, you're done. B is 5. You remember my issues about drowning, yeah.
Yeah.
C is 3, and D is 4. So
wow. I got
2 points
blanked.
Yeah.
So just like that, I just passed Mike.
Oh,
Nice.
God.
I mean, someone had to get 2 points. I'd rather it be that way.
Yeah, that's great.
But it's okay, because now it's my turn to guess. So
I think this is Evan. Evan, is that you on another name?
Maybe.
What did you rank this?
3.
Over this?
Yeah. You could get over the barefoot step on a nail thing.
Yeah, you can, right?
Yeah. But you can't get over having to change your entire life. I can never get into board games again.
Right.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, I'm on YouTube and all that. So anybody who would see my face, eventually could see who I am. Yeah, I can't do that. So.
All right, fair enough. Back to you.
Right. Back to me?
No. Oh, it is you. It is you. Yep, I had it right. I don't know why I was saying back to Chris. Wow. Nope. Okay. Stuck on a deserted island. Hated by your neighbors on both sides. Storm of killer bees chasing you. And wrestle an alligator.
I'm gonna need clarification about the killer bees.
What are they?
Yeah.
They attack and swarm you, and they sting you until basically you die.
So it's they're just really poisonous?
Yeah, and they're kind of relentless. I think they're a lot more aggressive, basically.
I didn't know if it was one of those where it's they're like killer whales. Are they called that just, it's a name they got, or are they actually?
I think they're just more deadly because they're more aggressive.
Gotcha. Okay.
That might be more. I'm not sure, but yeah. All right, I got all 4. All 4 will be correct. Everybody, everybody get them?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to say A is 3. B is 2. That's not good. C is 4. Wow. All right.
This sucks. You both had them all.
Yes.
No shit. All right. That's good.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that sucks.
That's great.
Awesome.
I was hated by your neighbors on both sides. Had that happened before. So
yeah. Don't care.
Yeah, I made it through.
Yeah. And so in my thinking of trying to figure out what would be worse, the swarm of killer bees are chasing you, not attacking you. And the wrestle an alligator implies contact is made.
You're already involved, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was going with that one.
By the way, Mike, this says that you'll karaoke if it's Dave Matthews Band.
No, I won't. Not official karaoke. It's not going to happen. I'll sing in the car, I'll sing in the shower, I'll sing around the house. But
I'm kind of
up on stage, I stand by my words. There's not enough liquor to get me up there I would pass out before I got on a microphone.
But have you ever done the karaoke in those private rooms with friends?
Oh, that's worse.
No, yeah, absolutely. There's no shot in hell. It's way worse.
No, it's the same as if you play Rock Band and you're on the microphone. Oh, no, yeah, totally.
Which I don't do.
Because everybody would everybody would sing at the same time.
Now I got up on stage and I sang with 5 other people, and the Grease thing or whatever. That was fine, and it was a big place, open. Other people could be doing whatever they wanted and stuff. But in that little room where everybody's just basically sitting on a couch doing this, watching you sing, no.
You need more alcohol.
No, there's not enough.
I'm with Mike. I'd be on the floor before I'd be on that.
Yeah, I'd pass out drunk, hammered before that happened. You'd write on my face with a Sharpie. at that point before I get on a microphone. It's not happening.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. Well, that stung a little bit, but now you're at 8, 10, 12. So Chris is at 12. We're not done yet. Okay. My turn. Gain 1 pound a day for the next 50 days.
Oof.
Navigate a minefield. Fall over a waterfall. And take a vow of silence for a year. Wow.
Well, you can still talk to Katia.
If you learn sign language.
Yeah. It's not that hard. You can at least get the alphabet down. How big a waterfall?
Wow, that was fast.
Okay.
All right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Matt says he's saying give it away, I guess, by the Chili Peppers. Did you keep up with it? Give it away.
Does anyone have this recorded, Matt? Can we share it?
All right.
Suck my love juice.
All right, do it.
A2.
Oh. Chris?
Oh, I also have 2 for A.
Okay.
B4.
I have B5.
C3.
I have 4.
And D5.
Yep, and 3.
I think one of you got 1 point.
Really?
5.
Oh.
Yeah. So vow of silence for a year?
That's a 5. What? Really?
Yeah.
You?
You got sign language, you got paper and pen, you got text messages. I'm good. Also,
Yeah, I didn't think it was that
I
big
don't
a
want to
deal.
talk to anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that big a deal.
No, not that bad. But you missed it.
Yeah.
Fall over a waterfall, probably enough to be a waterfall, might be damaging, but probably not that bad, right? Because it could have been a short waterfall. Yeah, it's not Niagara Falls, right? With like rocky cliffs on the bottom. Maybe it's an amusement park.
I didn't know how you were thinking of it, so.
Yep. Navigate a minefield, probably pretty bad.
Yes, I get 2 points.
Ooh.
But, oh yeah, because you got this. Oh yeah, I missed that.
Well, that's good.
But I figured you have some sort of something to get you through, right? It's not get to the end with nothing. Like you probably have something. I don't know.
Wow, you made that the worst one, huh?
Yeah, that would suck. Because it's 50 days of gaining, and now you're going to have to do like 3 times that to lose it.
Right.
Yeah. You don't strike me as the guy that has trouble with his weight, though, so I thought, well, you could probably lose it.
Maybe. It depends on what you're... I mean, I guess. All right, we'll do that.
Me and never go away. That's how I would have it.
Yeah, see, like that would have been the same as what I guessed.
Yeah,
I just really thought you wouldn't be able to shut up for a year.
No, I'd be fine. I'd be fine.
Really?
Yeah, we'd all be fine.
Yeah, everyone would benefit from it.
Oh, I'm not arguing that point. I was just...
Aren't you glad you're back, Michael?
I think there are certain points of discussion that it would kill you to not be able to say a word about it. That's all.
Oh, no. On that 366th day, you're all fucked. It's all coming out at that point. It only says a year, not forever. So that day one of the next year, man, you're all screwed.
You're not going to be able to find me on that.
He's writing notes of like all the shit these guys.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. Google Docs, spreadsheets, PowerPoints. Oh, yeah.
And that's the day your internet fails in it.
That would be.
And so that 366th day becomes a 5 for us.
Yeah.
Sure, that's fine. However you got to do it. Yeah. 1, 2, and 0, right? Well done, Chris. Chris's turn. That's funny. You don't think I could shut up for a year? That's real good.
You like to talk about games so much. I don't know. And
I do.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't picture it.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be that difficult. It would be difficult. It wouldn't be as difficult as the other stuff.
I remember once in college, I realized that I hadn't spoken a word to a living being in 2 weeks.
It's easy.
Yeah, I just hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah.
It'd been 2 weeks, and I started talking with, like, on the phone. I was like, oh, I haven't spoken to anybody in 2 weeks. It's weird.
I hate games where you're not allowed to talk.
Don't play Mysterium.
Yeah.
10, 11, 12. Chris, you're at 12. 2, 4, 6, 8. Katia, you're at 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm at 9.
Yeah, I didn't do very well in that last round.
No, that was great. You did really well. And now you get to go again. So this is the last round for each of us to get points.
Okay.
We have 2 more rounds for each of us to get points.
Oh, okay.
House infested with cockroaches. Sail through a typhoon. Stuck in an avalanche. And steer your bike down a rocky mountain.
Oh, have you ever watched those YouTubes? Ooh.
Yep.
Is avalanche snow or rocks?
Snow.
It's snow? Okay.
Yeah, typically it's snow. Right? Rock slide would be rocks, I would say.
Like avalanche typically will like break trees on their way. Like it's snow that comes down in like a sheet and it crushes everything in its path.
I've seen that. I just didn't know if it also had rocks with it.
Yeah, this is a good one. Wow, you're taking some. I didn't think you'd take this much time with this one.
Yeah, I had to think about some stuff. All right.
This one's tough.
Yep.
I went with A2, B3, and C5, D4.
Interesting.
Good night, Evan.
Good night, Evan.
All right, so A is 5.
Wow.
What?
50. Let's say it's 50. I would burn the house down and then maybe, take the first layer of skin off of me. Hate them with a passion.
Wow.
I have considered getting like a gun in case I ever see them. I hate them.
I have a story after.
I don't want to hear it. B is, I have a thing, like, don't put it in my head. B is 3.
Yes.
Damn it.
I thought you might go 4, actually, because of the drowning thing, but the sailing on a boat, I spent a great deal of
because it's sailing. It would have been different if it said, like, you're out on a paddleboard or something.
Right. A little boat.
Yeah.
C is 4, so neither one of you got, and then D is 2.
You got none? Oh, you got 1. Ugh.
So did I tie you again?
Yeah, we're tied with 9.
Oof.
1 point there.
Yeah, no, the cockroach, it's funny because I kind of feel the same way. We were living in Toronto.
I really don't want to hear the story.
No, it's actually like it's not
really
terrible.
Don't want to hear it. I seriously don't want to hear it.
It only took me seeing one. And I was that night looking for new apartments. And then we moved.
In Texas, it's like the worst place to live for this kind of phobia. It's horrible.
All right.
Oh, is it me?
It is. Fall into a cactus patch. That sounds fun.
All I can think of is Lion King. With the hyena.
Hyenas. Ed, yeah. Chased by a pack of dogs. Ski without poles down a triple black diamond. Awesome. And stuck in the car at the edge of a cliff.
What's a triple black diamond?
Like one of the hardest.
Oh, okay.
Like Olympic professional.
Gotcha. Yeah. Ooh, wow.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
A is 5. All right, you're going to have Katia say?
Oh,
no, we go through ours first.
Yeah, normally you do yours first.
Yeah, we've done this 5 rounds, 6 rounds.
I'm still reeling from the last one. B is 3. C is 2. And D is 4. Wow, we didn't match at all.
Not at all.
Well, Chris has them all.
Come on!
Oh! Yes.
Damn it.
I thought with the skiing thing, you could just kind of like fall real quick. Like you don't have to go the whole way down.
You can just, the poles are not the main factor, like to me on a case like that. Like I've been stuck on slopes where it's like, whoa, this is like way above my skill level. But worst comes to worst, you just go sideways and you scrape your way down. Like you will make it down safely. But yeah, obviously everything else is a little bit scarier. Like it's, yeah.
Wow.
The cactus patch, I mean, like that would be so freaking painful.
Oh, so bad. And you can't get out without causing more pain, right?
Yeah, yeah, that would be really, really bad.
That is brutal. Oh, that's brutal.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. My odds are good. I only need one to beat him. I know I can't beat you. You're like so far ahead at this point.
It's good when your opponents are trying to beat each other instead of you.
Well, now he's gonna try and like mess with it.
Well, Chris is at 16, so no. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So no. All right. This is for second place, I guess, and I have no say in the matter.
Oh, because you don't get a point here, right?
What?
Do you not get a point here?
I did not get a point.
He didn't get anything.
I mean, you're not getting a point here because this one's for you, right?
Right. I'm not. I can't. I'm out. I'm done with 9. So if Katia gets 1 point, she beats me.
Wow.
But
you have to be honest with your answer.
I'll be as honest as this game intends. Work alone on the night shift at a graveyard. Never see your family again. And deliver a baby in the back of a car.
Wow.
I mean, fine.
Man, that's actually pretty tough.
That is really tough. There was something I was thinking, and I'm like, I'm
in.
I'm ready.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just playing for the glory.
All right. A4.
A5.
B3.
B2.
C5.
C4. Oh, we didn't match at all.
Not one.
But kind of Like I think we were close on things and just
we're close, but yeah.
You're all one away.
Yes. Oh, this is my game. Yes. Epic.
Explain to me. Okay, so here's my rationale with the 4 and 5.
You're dead. You're dead.
Sure.
You cease to exist.
You're definitely not seeing your family after that.
You're not seeing your family, but you're not living in the pain because you die like that. Whereas you're not gonna see. No, you're not. There is no
another family.
But to me, it was like you have a kid. You're so close to your sister. Like to not see your family again, that would be so painful. I was like, that has to be a 5.
You're dead.
Yeah, it's not as bad as you still don't see your family after you're dead. So.
Yeah, I'd rather not be dead.
Yeah.
So we ended up tying? That's not fair.
Yeah. And that was honest. I wasn't doing that on purpose. I didn't know any other information. Like that was it.
I didn't think deliver a baby in the back of the car was that bad. But I guess things could go wrong. I didn't say it was your baby. So
No, it's just a baby. Right. And it's definitely not as bad. I mean, it's worse than this. Like this is okay, fine.
I've been in the graveyard at night. It's kind of cool.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to work it. It's not much to do at night.
No, it's probably one shift and I'd quit the next day, but
it'd be boring. Excellent game.
Yeah, you did really well.
I hate it.
I feel like Chris knows us more than we know ourselves.
Chris got another 4. Fuck Christ.
So what's the final score there?
I mean, that just sucks. 4, 8, 12, 16. 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19. You got a clear 20, Chris.
Woo!
Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make sure I do this right. 2, 4, 8, 9. So together we didn't beat Chris.
Wow.
Jesus.
That's nice.
Horrific.
That's nice. We'll have to do a rematch later.
Ugh, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
That's crazy.
Bad.
Dan says he's lived right on top of a graveyard for almost his entire life. Not spooky at all.
Yeah, I grew up in front of one, and I found it spooky.
I would not want to do it. But when faced with the other 3 awful things, graveyard's not
delivering a baby in the back of the car, that's not that awful.
No, I mean, you probably make it on the news for being a hero and doing something cool for somebody. Like, not that bad.
It says deliver, not fail to deliver or attempt to deliver. It sounds like you were a success.
You're not the one pushing.
Right.
You're really just there to like, I'm ready, just...
Oh, maybe they mean like you were having the baby in the back of a car.
Well, I think it's different, right? Like, I got that question, but if Katia got that question, would it feel right?
No, to me, I saw it as you're like helping somebody deliver in the back of a car, and I was like, that's not scary at all.
Yeah, I think they'd word it differently, like birth a baby in the back of the car. That would be you. That would be you having the baby. But deliver a baby sounds like you're the one being the
helping to deliver.
Yeah.
Somebody boil me some hot water.
Hot water. What?
They say that in the movies every time.
In the movies?
They say boil some water.
Okay. If I hit leave studio on this computer, I don't need this on anymore, right?
Yep.
Yay! I did it right. Okay. I don't want this bright screen over here anymore. I mean, no, Dan, I don't.
Yeah. No. That would definitely probably go up to 4 or 5 on that list.
I would think so. I still think parachute opening or failing to open would
I don't want to birth one, thanks.
Well, at least biologically, it would probably be less catastrophic to you than it would be. I don't know if we'd recover.
No, I don't. Where's it coming out?
On the back of a car, at least.
No thanks.
Yeah, there were some fun scenarios in there, and we learned more stuff about each other.
Yeah, we did.
All right, so this is the moment where we get to talk about Moon Knight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so there are going to be spoilers. I guess I should write that in there in case somebody pops in later. Spoilers, kind of thing. That way. So if you haven't seen Moon Knight, we'll probably talk about this and then maybe BS a little bit more, and then that'd be about it. So if you haven't seen it, you don't want it spoiled, probably stop here, go finish it, come back, watch it later, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's been a little while for me. It's already been a few weeks since I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it ended 2 weeks ago. Is that right? Yeah. So overall thoughts, feelings? We hadn't really talked about the whole show at all.
I really enjoyed how different it was. It gets. I wasn't sure after the. Bye. I wasn't sure after the first episode, and then it all kind of like came together. But I love Steven's character so much, and when he got stuck in the sand, I was afraid that was it. And I'm like, wow, this show is gonna die for me. Like, I need Steven in here. Like, he's just, to me, he's the most interesting character so far. But anyways, so that was my overall, like.
Yeah, I enjoyed the series quite a bit, but just didn't quite feel Marvel to me.
No.
Like, it felt like another fantasy universe and stuff, which I enjoyed and stuff. It's not even a bad thing against it. I don't know. It's fine that it's all by itself in a way. I hope somehow they put it connected and that doesn't feel weird. Like, when they finally do connect it, if they do actually connect it, I hope it doesn't feel weird. It feels like it would be weird, right?
You mean like connected with the rest of?
Yeah, I mean, okay, what happens if Moon Knight meets Thor? So Thor was a Norse god, but now there's actual gods. What are these? Like, would he know about them? Like, doesn't that feel like a weird connection? Like, I don't know how they're going to introduce these people together.
Well, it might not be because of that, right? It might be a different type of connection.
Right. So, like, what would be the best way to connect them, right?
Ghost Rider?
Ooh. Are they making a Ghost Rider?
I mean, he's in it, right?
Is it? And what?
With Shield.
Oh, well, yeah, but I don't know if Shield counts as actual MCU though. Originally it did, but they've done weird stuff in there that, I mean, multiverse, sure, I guess. Right.
I think they'd have to acknowledge that it would be weird if something like Thor meets Moon Knight, if not in a what if kind of scenario. But they would just stay away from it, right? They'd make sure that didn't happen, and they'd bring in some sort of story arc that kind of made sense, because they're going to have to bring it in. They have to exist in the same, in whatever multiverse, in the same universe as characters. So their task is to figure out how to bridge that gap and make it as seamless as possible.
What did you think?
I loved it. I was in the same boat as you. I think the first one was kind of like, oh, this is okay. But it got good. I like Steven's character. The Oscar Isaac as an actor, like, is just amazing.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
His snarky attitude, his line delivery as Poe in Star Wars was great. the whole like the tongue-in-cheek kind of stuff, like his just his nature on camera is just really good. And then this, to be able to like switch, it wasn't even like cut, all right, now play this character, and then they're gonna do the movement magic and make it look like. There were some of the scenes in the later episodes where he was like right away, right into the character on the screen. It was just brilliant. It's so good.
Yeah, and he did it so well. It wasn't just the accent either. It was mannerisms, everything. Yeah. He did so well in that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing with Steven that I not only enjoyed like the way that he was portraying the character, but like the character's whole personality altogether. The fact that he's like, yeah, like he wants, like he knows so much about all of this stuff, like all of the Egypt, like the Egyptian gods and everything. Like he just knows so much. He's a nerd in a way, and he's just such like, he's got a good heart and he means well, and then like to see like when shit happens and there's blood everywhere, like to see the reaction from him of like, yeah, like it was so well done. Like I loved that character.
I will say this too. It's a cool way of, like whenever you play role-playing games and stuff and stuff like this, you need somebody playing the character that has the knowledge kind of thing so that they can figure out what the hieroglyphics say and stuff like that. But they don't have that in Marvel because that one character is just going to get themselves killed, right? But this is such a great way to have that character be in the midst of all this, and then suddenly they're gone and the Moon Knight guy's there, or he has his own Moon Knight version and stuff. Like I like the character a lot too because he's the knowledgeable one that figures out what this and this means and stuff. And I like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it makes sense. It makes sense too with like his backstory of why he's in there.
Yeah.
Why he would be the nerdy one who, spent time in his room or reading and stuff like that. Like it just all kind of, yeah.
And man, whenever they went back into his childhood, it got so much more real and darker than I thought it was going to get. And it really paid off. It was like, oh, wow, this is really real character development,
Each one of their series has been completely different, right? But there's still some sort of underlying lesson to be learned kind of story, right? Like Civil War. Cap and Falcon, right? They were dealing with some serious shit. Wanda with a loss. I mean, although more fantastical in nature, right? They are completely different. And I think the tackling of the mental thing in this one, he nailed that character where you actually had the feels happening when all of that was going on. Like not only the writing, the screenplay, the directing, the camera angles, right? Keeping things off camera, but like your brain is filling in what's going on. Like all that stuff was really solid, but he sold it all. Like that was just so well done. And it's a really good way to show how the main character wasn't even in the episode. Like we don't see Moon Knight in 2 of those episodes, right? I think he comes in at the end of 1, but for those 2 episodes, I didn't care that Moon Knight wasn't even on the screen. You were so ingrained in like the way that the character was being developed in front of you, like why it happened, how it happened, like that whole story was just tremendous. Wherein like, and maybe this is a spoiler for some people for another show, but like in Boba Fett, you noticed when Boba Fett wasn't on the fucking camera because it's his damn show, and you were like, well, that sucked. Boba wasn't even in it. In this, I didn't care that Moon Knight wasn't in it because you were so like, holy shit, that was amazing. It wasn't a Marvel show. It wasn't a superhero show. It wasn't this shitty soap opera drama thing. It was so well crafted. It was amazing.
Even like
there was a lot of stuff that was like, okay, right? Like the giant gods fighting by the pyramid, the juxtaposition of them fighting in the street to them being huge, like all of those things were like, all right, that's Marvel. Like they do that really well. But take all that away, and man, there were moments where it was just completely epic for all the right reasons.
For me, like when at the beginning he tells them like you gotta call the suit, and then he shows up in this little vest.
Yeah,
it was just so fitting to the character, and how like it was perfect. And yeah, like later on how he kind of interchanges between the two of them, like it was really cool. And I really, really loved the female character in there. I forget her name because it's been a couple.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like the Scarlet Scarab or the Golden Scarab.
I don't know, but her outfit, that was really cool. They did a really good job on it.
It's a comic character. It's not a new character.
Right.
I really had the blades come out. Holy shit.
Right. Yeah, it was cool.
I really like that the two different Moon Knights have two different fighting styles.
Yep.
If you watch Steven's Moon Knight, he only knocks people out. He doesn't kill them and all this stuff. And then the other Moon Knight is like throwing crap into people's brains. It's just like, it's a little more comic booky, the original one, but then the Steven's Moon Knight is a little more, I guess, kind of almost kung fu because he's using sticks most of the time, right?
Yeah, like the Daredevil staff.
Yeah.
But then we haven't even seen the third. Like we've only seen his human side of it.
I hope it looks different. Yeah. I don't know who that
is. It probably will. It's
I didn't read the article, but I saw like one of those little clickbait kind of things that the director confirmed that. Is it Joe? Who's the third one?
I forget his name.
Is it Jake?
I don't know. It's been a couple weeks.
Whoever that is, they confirmed that they're in episode 1.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yes. Now it's like, well, now I got to watch episode 1 again and realize, like, oh shit, that's.
So it's the one that kills everybody.
Right, but when that happens and the blackout happens, we don't meet the character.
Right.
We meet Steven, or like when we come back from it, but apparently that character is in the episode.
Huh.
I just don't know where, so I got to go back and look.
Some little blip or something. Whenever he's being shot at, maybe you see it in his face or something. Yeah,
because it was teased twice. There were two times where it was, and then there was the red sarcophagus in the hospital that we had a little conversation on the Discord about. Well, wait a minute, there's at least one more.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know the character, there were more than just the two anyway. So it hit on points that come from the lore. It gave you stuff that wasn't Marvel, like it wasn't superhero-y. It was really deep and meaningful, and like, man, that was good.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love the hippo.
Great.
Whatever her name was, I can't remember what her name was, but like right at the end of the episode where she just comes out and goes, "Hi guys," like that. I was like, "What?"
Oh, so good. So I think what happened there, right, is you're looking at the two characters, Mark and Steven, right? And they look terrified that this door just opened up and there's this 9-foot hippo, like in garb, like ready. And the look on the first thing we see, the look on their face, like, ah, shit, we're screwed. And then, hi, like it was so perfect. Even something like that was like, it was just really well done.
Yeah.
I think what really was driving home was the narrative, the story, the meaning, the feeling in it, right? The
fact that he went back for Steven. Yeah. Like that was just like, because when they ended that episode and he's in the field and you're like, what is he going to do here? So the fact that he went back and
by the way,
left together, like that was just
shittiest version of heaven ever.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do in this field of wheat?
Yeah.
Silence, do I only eat wheat? Am I going to get sunburned? Does it ever get dark? And if it is, now I'm in a dark place with wheat?
Nope. It's constant. No pain, no nothing. It's all silent. There's no noise. There's no problems. Yeah.
I think that's hell. I think I'd rather just jump off the barge. That's why he went back. He was like, no, I'm not standing in wheat for eternity. I'm going
You'd rather have your parachute not open.
Yeah. 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 Lose my memory.
Forever in a field of wheat would be worse than your parachute. So that would be a 5. Your parachute not opening would be a 4. I get it.
Be a 2 compared to that.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I thought it was.
It's not even a chair.
It was really well done. I don't know what I expected from it going into it. I kind of let it happen. Like you went into Loki with some inclination of what was going to happen, or at least some hopes, right? You go into Falcon and Bucky, or Falcon and
Winter Soldier
with some sort of all right, this is what's going to happen, right? And all of them kind of gave you this is going to happen because they were all kind of stemming off of phase 3 or whatever, right? And so your mind is this. And then Moon Knight comes out and you're like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Yeah.
Have
you either of you noticed more people disliking Marvel stuff lately than before? Ever since the end of Wave 3, it seems like the criticism of stuff is they all want it to be Endgame level awesomeness, and it's not oh, that wasn't Endgame, that wasn't it can't be, right? You have to start off at it's like they forgot what Captain America 1 was like it was good, but you compare that to Endgame, you'd be like, oh, that's not great,
right?
Kind of thing. So it's almost like people don't understand that Wave 4 now, you're starting down here again, you're slowly building up to awesome stuff. Every time I see people go, I saw somebody said that they kept falling asleep during Moon Knight. I was like, well, get more sleep. What's wrong with you? I don't understand it. I don't understand. This is a bit of a rant. I'm tired of people saying, oh, I fell asleep during that. Then you're doing something wrong. That's not the show's problem. There's entertainment in front of you. And if you're not paying attention, if you're too tired, don't turn it on. Mm-hmm. I don't understand this. I fell asleep in front of that. That's the worst thing you could say to me. Then I don't trust anything you say about it because you don't know what you're talking about. You didn't care enough to stay awake to watch the show. Sorry. Every time I see that, it just angers me.
Yeah, I mean, you take measures. When I went to the movie theater, it was a late show, so I drank tea here before going. And when I was there to make sure that I could stay awake, I didn't sleep the rest of the night. But yeah. I mean, because it's falling asleep at the movie theater, first of all, sucks. But yeah, it's I'm going because I want to see this thing.
But there's times I'll sit down in front of the TV and I'll be I feel too tired to watch this. I'll watch it tomorrow. I'll put something
you don't care about. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why would you turn on something that's supposed to be really good whenever you're feeling like that? It's ridiculous.
I've done it though. I've turned on something and fallen asleep to it, but it's not. I've never blamed it on the show or the movie. Right. I'm an idiot for turning it on at 2 a.m. But I always go. I watch it. It's not the thing's fault, unless it's now I watch it at 2 p.m. and I also fell asleep because the movie is just boring. Then maybe, but I've never
boring. You just turn it off.
Well, sure. Yeah. That's a weird thing. To blame it for not entertaining you. I don't know what it couldn't keep me awake. What is your thing there? I fell asleep during every episode. You probably should have stopped after the second time you fell asleep.
I think people need to get more sleep. If you're falling asleep while watching TV, you're not getting your 8 hours. I can tell you that, or 7 hours at least, or
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I worked full-time office job, I was stupid and stayed up late and only got 4 hours sleep every night. And then I would fall asleep during stuff. But I never got up and said, oh, that movie sucked. I was like, I need more sleep. You
recognize that it's on you, not on the show.
Right. Yeah. Me falling asleep at a show should not be the way I criticize that show.
Right.
Sorry, I went off on a rant. It's something weird. I just keep seeing it more and more. I don't know why it's everywhere now. Maybe it's because there's more old people on Facebook now. I don't know.
It stems into more stuff than that, though, Chris. Look at people putting their 2 cents in on Kickstarters or a game. Pick a game, right? And someone's like, well, it's not my type of game because of this. Well, great. Thanks for your support, man. Appreciate you putting in an unnecessary comment in something that was 99% positive. Thanks for shitting on it. It's just, I think it's just the platform.
Yeah, I saw people doing that on last
show every Monday. What do we know?
I saw people doing that on last like we need to get it through every backer's head that you do not need to tell us why you're not backing the thing that I worked on months or years or whatever. Like it's even worse for the designer. I didn't design last night, but why are you telling a person who put months or years of their life into this thing why you don't want it? We didn't ask. Walk away.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm always surprised at the amount of suggestions that come up after you've already launched. That it's like, but I've made all those decisions now. Like, I decided I'm going with this, and this is the project. You're either in or out. Like like I don't want to hear, oh, I'm disappointed that. It's like, well, like, yeah, I had to make some calls. Like it's, I hear that. I think
there's also
people like to put in their grain of salt. Like,
oh yeah.
Well, there's a lot of like every campaign I've been involved in. There's always a few people who say something like, "Hey, can you make all these different decisions to fit the exact thing I want?"
Yep.
No, I can't because you're the only one asking for that one thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're like full circle now because this is kind of how we opened the show, right? Talking about that gray line between giving the standard and giving the Kickstarter, but there's always going to be those people in the middle that are just not happy with anything that you did, and you tried to think of every freaking angle possible. It's like, well, yep, okay.
Yeah, you can't make everyone happy, and if you try to do it, you're going to have a bad Kickstarter. You're just going to have too much to do afterwards and stuff. You have to make certain sacrifices, and I've actually made that. I've said that before to someone. I've said, well, like they were pressing, like, well, I really think you ought to do it this way and this way. I said, well, so are you the only one that suggested that? So I appreciate that that's the way you want it, but this way is, going to serve more people. So sorry, but that's the nicest way I could have put that response.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. It's you gotta rein it in sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of it comes from dealing with people who don't make their own stuff or get involved in stuff that, like, when you get into projects, and it doesn't matter if it's board games or anything, but if you pour yourself into a project, at the end of it, if someone just comes by and goes, that's crap, and walks away, you're like, oh, thanks, you didn't have to say anything.
Nope.
Right? And I think there's a lot of people that just haven't gotten to the point or whatever that they've poured themselves into something long enough or hard enough to know that that's what you're doing.
Right.
Or they just never had their stuff shat on.
Yeah, that might be the case.
Yeah.
Like they might have poured their heart and soul into something, and maybe it was a success, or maybe they didn't care that they got feedback, right? Or they built something and they're like, look how great it is, right? Okay, awesome. But like no one's come by and been like, oh, that's crap. Then you know how it feels to be like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been many times I've been on Facebook where I start to type something I thought, this doesn't help anybody. And I just delete and walk away. Sometimes the post isn't yours, so mess with it. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It doesn't have to.
Yep.
Yeah. Andrew's right. Yep. Andrew says,
yeah. When someone jumps. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Always ask yourself, like you said, is it helpful? And how would I feel if the roles were reversed? Like if that was me and somebody told that to me, how would I feel? Like that's what I try and think before I type a comment somewhere, because there's
a sneaky way that people are starting to yuck the yum, basically. That's a weird term. But there's a sneaky way that people are trying to do this on Facebook by going, I don't understand why everybody likes this. Basically saying, all these people are liking something and I don't. So here's where, like, I know what they're doing. Maybe they don't get it or something like that. I don't get like it seems so kind of like an innocent, like, oh, I don't know why everybody thinks it. But really what you're doing is saying all that things you like, no, you're wrong. You're all wrong for liking it. And as you read comments, you start seeing it as they start responding. Yeah, but it does this and this. And they start picking it apart to anybody who responds to it.
It's like a way of saying they don't like it, but
yeah, it's a sneaky way of like trying to trash something that other people are loving. If other people are loving something, then let them love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, should we head over to the Discord?
Yep. We can end the show. Anybody hang out? Oh, Matt's already in there. He's ready to talk.
My goodness.
Yep. Let's go ahead and say good night. It was a good show. Fun.
Yeah.
Great game. Love the game.
Aside from getting crushed in the worst case scenario.
Please like and subscribe. And do we know what we're doing next week?
Nope.
Not yet. I think you still need to confirm something, I think.
Yeah. We might have a guest and do games and stuff next week, but we'll see. We'll see if we can confirm that or not. Either way, we'll be here next week. So
we will.
All right. Fun show. Thanks, everybody.
As always.